Testing. Our mics are on.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to the CITIUS Cafe presented by Hoka for your 2024 New York City Marathon Watchalong. I'm Chris Chavez, joined by Aisha Praught-Leer and Eric Jenkins. It's the best day in the best city in the whole entire world. I love this day, and the energy in the city is next level right now. We've got some exciting races on tap. The wheelchair races are already underway. We will be providing our reactions, our analysis, uninterrupted. We'll give you all the splits. You can watch it on ESPN2 literally right now, or if you're in the tri-state area, it's on WABC. And we won't be showing the actual race, but you've got us here to, if you can't watch it, you know, we'll be giving you all of the essential information that you might need to keep up with all of the splits and big moves that are being made. So let's get right into it. Before the races actually start, we've got the pro women starting at 8:36, and then the pro men will start at 9:06. They do this, they spread them out because I think it was last year Tamirat Tola was going so fast when he ran the course record that it looked like they were almost going to finish at the same exact time, and that rarely ever happens. So they gave it, I think, a little bit more of a buffer this year. So you guys, I know I've been yapping away here, but it's just because like this is my favorite.
You mind?
day.
We're here.
Yeah.
You want me to go?
All right. How are we sizing up this field? And I did already. I introduced them already, Mac. Yes, I did. All right. So I did.
Yeah. Mac, drink that coffee, man. Yeah.
All right. What's got you most excited for both of these pro races?
I am just excited to see the Paris Olympics rematches. That was such a fun competition watching that this summer. And I think we've got some people with bones to pick. You know, you don't win that Olympic gold, you end up just off the podium, and you've just been stewing over it for months. So I'm excited to see how that dynamic influences the race.
I think I'm excited about the Sharon Hellen Obiri matchup. That's going to be good, and I'm very excited to see I'm excited to see Connor Mance. Really hope he can pull out a big top 5 finish. That'd be huge, big step up for American marathoning. But both races incredibly stacked on both sides, men's and women. So best day in the best city on earth, as you said. So we're due for a big one.
Yeah, so I guess like that is the big storyline with this race is that it's an Olympic year, and you would think that the fields for fall marathons would take a hit because everyone is going after the Olympics, but not this year. November's more than enough time between August to prepare for this race. And so a lot of people are coming in fit. Dakota Lindworm crushing 130-mile weeks, saying that she's fitter than she was before Paris. And the buzz around Connor Mance is that he's the fittest that Clayton Young has ever seen him, and that guy sees him in practice every single day. So I am excited for the Americans, but I'm also just like the race at the front end of on the men's side. Tamirat Tola has a chance to cement himself as the best marathoner in the world. And then Eric, I 100% agree with you with the fact that like I think we're in for another Sharon versus Helen battle, and those have been great time after time after time. And I think the margin of victory is getting smaller each time out. So we might have another sprint finish in Central Park this time around.
I'm excited too. Like we're seeing, like guys who have been kind of banged up, injured, if they can come back, get back to the athlete self of the past. Jeffrey Kamworor.
Yeah.
He's won before. He's won here before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not too long ago, but he hasn't been the same as of recently. So he needs a big race today. Evans Chebet, fastest in the field.
Yeah, 203 guy.
203 guy.
Didn't get to defend his crown here last year.
So again, like he's someone who could be a real threat to Tamirat Tola, but
Bashir Abdi, another.
Abdi, yeah, we never even mentioned it. Yes.
Number one hype person is it's me. It's me and Bashir. I'm calling my shot. He's winning. He's winning today.
I love
okay.
that.
All right. I wanted to get into
love
predictions. We've got about 10 minutes to go before the pro women start. So let's start with pro men. Then you're going Bashir Abdi.
I'm going Bashir Abdi for the win.
Eric?
I like that. That's a fun one. It's because it's boring to just say Tamirat Tola.
Why everyone always sets me up to be the boring guy?
No, because it's like I think
It's not boring. It's not boring. Tamirat Tola.
well, it's not boring if you're right.
Yeah, but it's not boring. But he's a 50-50 guy. Like
Yeah.
every other race for him is either great or not so great. So he's due for a not so great, and picking him is actually picking an underdog.
Not a great forecast for my guy Tamirat Tola.
Chris will pick the underdog, Olympic champ, defending champ Tamirat Tola. I'm gonna go just to mix it up. I'll go Evan Chibet. Just so because I would have liked Tamirat Tola, the sleeper, but Chris got him first, so I'll go Evan Chibet. I think he's gonna do it.
All right. Top American man.
Connor Mance.
Connor.
Connor Mance, yeah. This one just feels like it's not a no-brainer, but he is the one guy who I feel like he's going to last the longest with the top East African runners up in the front of the race.
And that could, I mean, actually,
Or
like,
it
that
could come back.
work against him
Yeah.
if he's racing really aggressively, and there's there's separate packs, and Mance decides to go out with the Tamirat Tola's Bashir Abdi, like that could, with a course like New York, come to he could pay for that, and the guy I would assume that him and Clayton have kind of worked out a bit of a strategy together. But if Clayton doesn't go with them, if CJ Albertson doesn't go with them, and they run a bit let's say smarter tactical race and go a bit slower, you could see Connor Mance not be the top American.
I don't think he should care, though, because it's sort of in the same way
agree.
that I feel about Dakota. He has already cemented himself as the top American marathoner of the year with the trials, with Paris, with, being the top American at a lot of these majors in the last 2 years. I don't think he has anything to lose. And I think it would be a shame to not go out. Like, go hard or suffer, It's worthwhile to just see all of your goals for the year have pretty much been accomplished. So why not just throw it all in and see how far you can finish in the race?
I do want the predictions being dropped in the YouTube chat as we've got, less than 10 minutes to go until the start of the race. Someone chimed in and said, Clayton Young, no shot. What do you think, Eric? For top American?
For top American, I was going to say to win, I'd say Clayton Young's got no shot.
He's back.
Which, if I say he's got no shot, he's guaranteed to win. But no, he's certainly got a shot for top American. Absolutely.
I'm a little worried about, but he also could be downplaying things. And if you watch his docuseries on YouTube, the guy goes through all these bouts of self-doubt all throughout the training process. And who doesn't when they're training for a marathon with really high stakes? But this time around, I guess it's the Achilles that has just kind of been bugging him. It was bugging him before Paris, and he was saying that for once, in the taper, it's feeling fine, and so maybe that's a good sign of things. But just the way he was speaking left a little bit more room for doubt in Clayton.
Well, was it bugging him before the Olympic trials?
No,
I was gonna say you watched his Olympic trials, and you're yeah, this is the top American, and it should be for you. I mean, it looked so good. It was so easy for him out there. So you can't watch that and then think, oh yeah, there's no way this guy's gonna be the top American a few months later at New York. He obviously is an incredible athlete. So yeah, he certainly has a shot to be top American.
I saw Connor and Clayton doing strides yesterday before the race, getting all loosened up. And
we judge a big book by its strides.
I do. I'm looking at body language. I'm looking to see if they're grabbing their back, grabbing the calf. Clayton looked pretty good. And
Okay.
I also look at, his body language, and he's looking around, he's taking it in, he's making eye contact with people, he's chatting people up. Connor was a little bit more focused. He's a little bit less of a character in those situations, but the vibes looked good. So he looked pretty healthy to me. I'd say there's a chance.
Okay. All right. So there's a chance, and you say no shot.
The win?
At the win.
Yeah, okay. I'm like,
Oh, are we talking about the win?
No. Top American.
Oh,
He's got a shot.
yeah, sorry.
just loves. He's like, I'm gonna force a beef any way I can. We're gonna get the clips. I'm gonna get the soundbite.
Yeah.
Eric says he's a bad guy also. I mean, I guess what's funny is like we're not
Wait.
mentioning CJ Albertson at all for like.
Is 3 weeks enough to go back to back, like, and put together really good performances?
I mean,
he's a monster.
I would say
dude.
for other
most
guys
people,
maybe no.
no.
CJ Albertson, yeah.
Yeah.
CJ Albertson definitely, like, absolutely. I mean, leading up to like the trials, he raced basically every 10 days.
Okay, so let's cut really quick to what we're watching. We're
Oh,
watching
wow.
on the
Looks
ESPN2
cold.
stream.
Look a little chilly out there.
Everyone's kind of jumping in place. Hellen Obiri look like she's cracking jokes. Like,
Yeah.
To Sharon Loketti.
They look ready to go.
This is where like I would love a body language expert to just like analyze. All right, what's gonna happen here? And it's like, well, I think Helen's cracking jokes because she's so confident. Right?
Well, that's okay. So we were talking a bit yesterday, or when we did the preview show about since Hellen asked for a quick pace, is she going to be the one to go out and push it? If she's really cracking jokes at the start,
She's feeling
she's
herself.
feeling herself. Yeah.
Yeah, we've never over the last couple of years we've seen guys go out and just hammer from the front and try and take this thing wire to wire. The women's race has never really gone that way. That I wonder if someone's willing to employ that race tactic here. It's such a gutsy way to try and run the New York City Marathon. Mac, if you could cue up the course map, I'd love to go over what people can expect on this course. So, all right, this is the New York City Marathon course map. We start in Staten Island over the Verrazano Bridge, and then you shoot downhill into Brooklyn. This is the part where you're going to spend most of your time during this race. It's essentially like the Brooklyn half marathon plus the other boroughs. And so as you make your way through Brooklyn, the crowds are right on top of you. And then eventually you're going to start to see the Pulaski Bridge coming up, which the Pulaski Bridge is the halfway point at 13.1, a nice little incline that gets your legs warmed up before you hit the Queensboro Bridge, the quietest part of the course. It's you alone with your thoughts, but then it's a million people cheering for you on First Avenue as you make your way all the way up into the Bronx. You peek into the Bronx, you see the home of the ALCS champion New York Yankees, who broke my heart a couple days ago, and then back into Manhattan, shoot up Fifth Avenue, sneakily the hardest part of the course, into Central Park, where you've got another last dose of hills before you turn on Central Park South. And this is where it's beginning to sprint to the finish to complete the 2024 New York City Marathon.
How the heck did you do that?
You're peeking in the Bronx. You're looking through windows. Hello.
Yeah, I've run it enough times now that like I wake up on a morning like this and the weather is what dictates whether or not I have FOMO. Like, actually, you know what? If I walk onto First Avenue right now and see the people gathering there, that's when I'm like, oh man, I miss having that feeling of people cheering. But it's been 2 years ago when it was like crazy warm and I was on the lead car. I was like, no, actually, I'm really happy that I'm not running today. It's just a bunch of carnage. But then you have a perfect day, which today
Like
it's
today.
setting
It
up
looks
to
pretty
be
perfect.
that.
A little bit cooler at the start, warms up just a bit.
Yeah,
But
so
not
right
to-
now
not to-
it is, let's see, currently 40 degrees, feels like 36. That's probably why they look like they're shivering. And if we go into the hourly weather report, it's going to get up to 54 by noon.
Oh,
so
they're
50.
ready.
Oh, this is perfect.
They're ready. Okay, Helen's fixing the sleeves. We're looking at body language here, and they all look ready to go.
All right, wait, really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Predictions on women. Winner,
Sharon Loketti.
Hellen Obiri.
Hellen Obiri.
Okay.
Is there like a treat for the winner?
I think we can arrange a treat.
Yeah.
Bobby and
DoorDash it.
Yeah, I deserve a treat.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna get a little treat.
All right, YouTube chat, drop your predictions for the elite women's race, which is underway right now, and actually really cool to see. We've got Hoka, NAZ Elites, Kellen Taylor, and Alfine Tuliamuk lined up in that front row. Two women who've run a bunch of marathons, both in New York and the trials together over the last 4 or 5 years now. So
This is Alifine's first race in a while, right? I mean,
she dropped out of like the Olympic trials
Yeah.
and hasn't raced since then. Even going into the trials, she was a little bit banged up. So on Instagram, right before this race, she had said like, thanks to everyone who's been in my corner for the last 15 months, which it's been a pretty rough go at it. But she's here. And I think hinted on Twitter that it's been a little bit of an abbreviated training block for this one. So not perfect. But you just love to see the fact that she's out there towing the line.
yeah.
And with so much experience, a lot of this is muscle memory, and she's got so many miles in her legs from all the years. So it'll be interesting to see what she can pull off today.
So everyone's bunched up here. This is it's a pretty sneaky incline to start the race. The coolest part about the start of the New York City Marathon is that they have a cannon go off, and then they play New York, New York by Frank Sinatra, and then they set you on your merry way. And
Just for the elite section, or
no,
for
everyone.
That's
So
a
like
lot of cannon and
a
a
lot of
Sinatra.
cannon, a lot of Sinatra. But I mean,
Sounds like the Battle of Gettysburg over there.
yeah.
Sorry.
Someone living in Staten Island is probably like, what the heck is going on outside? But again, to the point of just how the beauty of this sport is that the 4-hour marathoner is participating in the same event as Olympic medalists and world record holders, that they get to share the same course and they get that same treatment. Only in New York, baby.
Only in New York.
Best city on earth.
The first Sunday
Yeah.
in November in the best city on earth.
So yeah, they're going over the weather, and Helen's up in the front. So
Does it look fast?
this is probably the first mile in New York is always pretty slow, and the second one is really fast.
I imagine it's slightly windy too.
you're just like trying to slow down.
We saw the flags when they started.
Wow, look
It
at that.
looked
This is
like
the
a
best
wicked
weather they've
crosswind.
had since 2019. So it's been 51, 50 in 2019, 2021. But the last couple of years have been a little bit warmer. This is 20 degrees cooler than it's been in the last couple of years.
Are we going to
So
see course records, you think?
course records?
Yes, I think on the women's
Yes,
side we'll see a course
women's-
record.
yeah.
Yeah, women's course record I think is around 222 low, 221 high, and I think that's going down today for sure.
Chat is dropping some Helen predictions. Someone said Jess McClain for the win. That'd be huge. Someone said rooting for Dakota.
Yeah. Who do you think's the top American woman?
Ooh,
It's going to be a
this
good
is
battle.
A
Yeah.
really good battle.
And I'm kind of with Aisha. Like, you want Dakota Popane to set fire to the world and just risk it all,
Risk it
possibly
all.
go up in flames, but it doesn't matter because it's been a heck of a year. And I think that Jess Ton is sneaky, very fit because she'd been training for the Olympic marathon, waiting to get the final call, and then it never came. That she's just been sitting there waiting for a moment like this.
Sometimes the best thing that can happen is you train for a race that you don't do. I think
Yeah.
like so many track runners would always like train for that early season 5K and never do it. Then you have this huge bank of aerobic fitness just like sitting there for the taking.
Someone else in the chat said, do people remember when Chris Chavez broke 3 hours at the Houston Marathon on January 14th, 2024? I never forget.
Yeah.
Did you comment that?
No.
Yeah, like Chris Chavez, could he be the top American man out there today?
So, Eric, you're not going to like this comment. Wikipedia says Eric Jenkins weighs 64 kilograms. What does he weigh now? And what is Eric's lifting running ratio?
I'm like, you want me to put some numbers out there?
You can't handle the truth.
I'm like, yeah. Have I put on 50 pounds since I stopped running? You bet.
Really?
I'm trying to get that number higher. Yeah, I'm trying to look like the white Omanyala. 100%. But if
All in the neck.
this time, all in the neck. This time next year, I'm coming out. I'm going to look like you're gonna like. Is that Omanyala? No.
The only thing separating you and Omanyala is just the weight. It's nothing else.
Genuine
Yeah.
doppelganger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the regiment's a bit different. Getting out there for maybe 9 miles max
A week. I love that.
But usually about 6, if I'm gonna be quite honest. I'm like, who am I lying to? I'm running 6 miles a week. Yeah. 2-3 mile runs. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun out there. It's great.
And he's honestly drawing a lot of comments. Him in the grape singlet almost broke the Instagram the other day. People were loving you.
I'm like, it feels good.
Yeah.
All right, so women hit the first mile. We don't have. We only have 5K splits on the official New York Road Runners website, but I'm going to pull up the TCS New York City Marathon app, and we'll see. Maybe?
No.
All right. So we'll be giving you 5K splits as they come along. The wheelchair race already, 11.2 miles into it. Hey, there's a little Olipop tent out there.
Oh.
Around this part is kind of, I think, my favorite part of the course. It is like, it's early. You feel good. The crowds in Brooklyn it feels like Tour de France. Like they're right on top of you. And I wonder, because so many people come out for the mass participation runners, that the crowds tend to be maybe a little bit thinner for the pros, because it's a long time to be out there.
All right, it looks like someone's running. The pack is already splitting up, and we're 8 minutes into this thing.
Yep, but we're going to commercials. So someone is
Gotta
up in the
love
front.
that. No updates.
But I think also,
there we go. That's nice.
but I think the thing is with the second mile, it's really hard to read into it, because people are just trying to stop their legs from falling off this bridge, essentially, because it's so downhill. New York is one of those. It's if you're a rhythm runner, like an Emily Sisson, for example. Like, I don't think this is a course that suits your strong suit, because you can't just lock into one pace the whole entire time.
When is the first big hill?
The first big hill, well, it's the first mile of the bridge, but that's
that one almost doesn't count.
Yeah,
You're
because
too
it's like
excited.
yeah. Also, the thing is, I guess for this is more for the masses, but you got to bob and weave past people to really get into whatever pace you want to run. I think after that, it's pretty fairly flat in Brooklyn, and then it's the Pulaski Bridge at 13.1, where it's like that's the first bridge that you go up into Queens. It's not that long, but still, it's like a reminder. It's like it's not going to get easy from here on out, and that's the toughest part, is when you look at someone trying to even split or negative split this race. Your first half is always going to be faster, because it's a good majority of it is flat, and then after that, it gets super challenging, almost 5K after that, where mile 16 is the Queensboro Bridge, and that is arguably, I think, the hardest part of the course. People will say, well, actually, Fifth Ave and the Queensboro Bridge are where people can fall apart.
How much are you thinking about the inevitable pain of the hills when you're running it, or do you have sort of checkpoints along the way of like, hey, ease up here, or are you thinking about it the whole time?
You kind of are thinking about it. It's sort of like, I remember even last year going into, like, I remember hitting like the 14, 15 mile marker, and I was like, okay, like maybe like I sped it up a little bit to just give myself a little bit of a buffer, knowing full well that I'm going to slow down on the bridge, and the bridge zapped my legs. It always does on this course. But then I think that's why we've had this hesitancy on the elite women's side, that no one is going until it's 10K to go, because they know that they're going to need wheels to close hard, going up Fifth Avenue and then into the park. So yeah, you're kind of always thinking of like, what is the next hard part on this course? Going into the Bronx, it's tough. So up in the front right now is Sinberi Teferi, who she's very familiar with racing in New York City. She races the New York Roadrunners like mini 10K pretty often, and she's had great success there. I don't think that she's had any phenomenal home run when it comes to the marathon. She maybe has run like 2:19 or something, but is someone that is probably fairly familiar with this course. Definitely not her first New York. We've also got celebs running today.
Give me the top celebs.
Let me see if I could pull up some names, and then maybe Aisha could help me by throwing them into the tracker.
Yep.
All right, celebrities running the New York City Marathon. We've got Neve Schulman, the host of Catfish, supporting Achilles
He's a
International.
staple. I mean, now he's just a
Yeah, but the thing is, he had some crazy accident. It was like in a neck brace or something like that.
He got hit by a car riding his bike.
Yeah.
Almost died.
Wild.
It was broke his neck.
seems like a rushed recovery. I mean, this is
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I saw him on the start list and in this email, I'm like, that's wild. Like,
yeah.
but he's doing the Achilles guiding, so it's probably not an all-out effort. Maybe he found someone to guide that might be a 4-hour person or something like that.
Maybe he's running with the shirtless runner.
Maybe. Fun fact:
group.
my husband Will Lear paced him in his first ultra marathon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a trail ultra in Colorado. The guy was suffering at altitude, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah, sorry, I was like running really hard. It was
Sorry,
a race.
I'm from New York City
It was
and
an
I'm
ultra
running
marathon.
at 10,000
Yeah.
feet in the mountains, but just gotta say,
Should have held it together. I did
Yeah.
not be getting dogged on the CITIUS Slime show.
you're doing great, sweetie.
Other celebrities: Matt James, friend of the pod, who stopped by and hung out with us in Eugene. He's going for sub 3.
Is he going to be the top celeb?
He could be. He's shooting for sub 3. I saw some of his workouts recently, and he's got it. He ran 3:01 in London. I think.
This is a tough course.
This is a tough course. Last year he had Shalane pacing him. Shalane's not pacing him this year. Another Peter Weber. Oh, that's Pete the pilot from The Bachelor. Vinny from Jersey Shore.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Let's add him.
Add him to the tracker. Zach Clark, my friend, supporting Release Recovery. And Grocery Store Joe from The Bachelor, also running for Release Recovery. They're both in it. Zach's going for 3:10, which would be a BQ for him. We've got TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Do you remember this whole controversy? They were like the TV anchors who fell in love and and like I guess broke off their previous relationships, and now they've got a podcast together, as you know, all
Star-crossed lovers would.
And so they're running here. I think they also ran Chicago together. They've caught the marathon bug. I said to someone, I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they're going to interview them like on the broadcast." And I was like, "This is ABC. This is the station that like
harbored their romance."
Casey Neistat's running. He's going for sub 3.
He had a really incredible talking about how he will not be waiting this marathon.
Yeah. See that.
Yeah, he said he waved 57 times last year and calculated how many calories each wave costs. And by waving to your friends, say you wave 57 times, it's the caloric equivalent of an extra mile to the race. And he's trying to break 3 hours.
That cannot be right.
He did the math.
Yeah, I know. It's just
I didn't double check his math, but if he would have just not waved, he would have run 2:58. So you can wave at him, but he's not waving back.
that sounds like something a guy who didn't. I waved too much.
If I didn't do all the waving, I would have broken 3
Yeah.
No, I waved 57 times.
I agree with him here. When I was in Houston in January, my wife, then my fiance, was like along the course, and like I just made eye contact, no wave, because I was like, I'm locked in.
Was she mad?
She's
No.
like, oh, he's mad at me.
She had 3 hours to wonder what she did to make you upset.
Then
that
at the
morning.
very end, when it's like I got it by 40 seconds, like I guess I maybe could have waved a little bit. But
Locked in.
Locked in. Claire Holt, actress, running. Sebastian Yatra, he's a Colombian singer who actually, his song from the movie Encanto was the song I chose for me and my mom's first dance at my
Oh
wedding.
my gosh, let's add him to the tracker. One of my favorites is Phoebe Robinson. This woman is absolutely hilarious. I was a longtime listener of her podcast, Two Dope Queens.
Okay.
Which got me in a lot of trouble because I would listen to it running on the treadmill in a public gym and be like guffawing, laughing out loud. And people would look at me like I had like serious problems. But yeah, give it a listen.
Carrie St. Louis, an actress supporting Broadway Cares, equity, fighting AIDS. I saw her in Titanic a couple years ago.
Titanic?
No, it's Titanic. Oh, you guys should, like. I guess you guys are both leaving.
I don't want to go
tonight.
on that ship.
No. Titanic is this Broadway show that is.
He's saying, I've never heard it pronounced.
We passed it in Toronto. Remember, I brought this up. It's the story of the Titanic. If Celine Dion was on it, it's Celine Dion.
I do remember
it's
you
all
talking about this,
Celine
yes.
Dion music, and it's just hilarious from start to finish. Yeah, I love that show. I've saw it 3 times.
We did. I can't take it seriously, but we were having this conversation last night that like we could have done something cultural instead
Oh yeah, well,
of.
because me and Mac on the way to meet Aisha and Will for dinner, we passed everyone in line for a Broadway show, and we were like, we
We blew it.
at some point we got to go see it. Like we got to do some fun New York stuff instead of just like, oh, here's like our day off. I guess I'll just scroll all day in the hotel. It's like, oh no, let's go to a Broadway show.
Yeah. Well, next
Let's
next
go
trip.
to Titanic.
Melrose Games weekend. We'll make it happen.
Can you hit it one more time?
Yeah, Titanic.
We got some intel in the YouTube chat. Shalane is pacing Jerry Schumacher's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Wait, Jerry's daughter's already like doing marathons?
Yeah.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Let me see.
It's like, sweetie,
I think it was on
you know what you'd be
Instagram.
great at.
What are they shooting for?
Yeah, how fast do they want to run?
Let's see. I was on Shalane's Instagram, pretty sure. The goal is no goal shared. But it's McKenna Schumacher,
Yeah, let's add it to the list.
volunteer assistant coach at Oregon.
Oh. McKenna.
Do you think like in Shalane's job description, it was like this is like the and other duties, like this is what?
Yeah,
this
she didn't
falls
read the
under?
fine print of that contract.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta-
yeah, yeah.
You've got to pace my daughter in
Yeah.
the marathon. All right. I know. Yeah, we're in
Yeah,
another
what's
commercial break, so
going
we
on?
can't really see
Yeah.
what's happening. But we do have some intel on who the really tall woman is. If you're watching on the broadcast in the front of the lead
It's-
pack.
Fabian Schlumpf. Schlumpf.
Yep, Swiss marathoner, 16th place in Paris, 228. Wikipedia lists her height as 6 feet tall.
Former steeplechaser.
Yeah.
She and I did epic battles in the Diamond League in around 2018. She's a Swiss national record holder for the steeplechase.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so 5K splits.
Here we
Everyone's bunched up, but it was Des Linden who crossed the mat first, so she'll get the $5,000 premium. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
There's that here. 18:16 through the first 5K. That's 5:53 per mile. So it's slow.
Where's Helen?
So that's projected for. Oh, that's projected for a 2:34.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
This
Helen's
is very
not-
interesting. So
Helen's
she's
not
not
taking the
she's
lead
not
in
doing it.
running hard,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that all there goes the course record talk that we.
Well, I mean, didn't they close in like 4:50 or 4:49 or something?
Yeah.
Like they could make time back, but yeah, we're not seeing a go from the gun.
Do they
No.
do something in this, since there are no pacers, like a halfway bonus where it incentivizes the runners to like they
Yeah.
do in Fifth Ave?
No, because I think like there's already enough bonus money thrown into Top American. Like if you,
I'm sure there are time bonuses too.
there are time bonuses, course record bonuses. I think that's about it. Let's see. I can pull up the prize purse. Prize money for New York City Marathon.
That there's just. Oh yeah.
Let's see. Prize money. We've got right now. What we're watching is a nice little feature on Clayton and Connor's relationship,
I think it's a big thing on Ed Eyestone.
and Ed Eyestone too.
I'm like, let's not, yeah.
All right, prize money.
Here we go.
So the winner at the New York City Marathon will take home $100,000. Second place, $60,000. Third place, $40,000, and then it descends from there. 10th place takes home $2,000. Top American is a $25,000 bonus. Second American, $15,000. Third American, $10,000. Actually, that's not that.
That's good.
That's pretty
it goes
good.
pretty deep, yeah.
Honestly, I'm mad if I'm 10th overall, and I'm getting $2,000.
10th overall,
But
$2,000.
imagine if you're third American.
Well,
So it's like now you're
and now we're doubling it
yeah.
up. Yeah,
But then,
yeah.
like, we did have, a friend of ours pop into the CITIUS Cafe, Alana Levy, who's a local New York City Marathon elite runner, and she was like, I just have to finish this race, and I think I'm taking home at least $4,000 because there's a New York Roadrunners member division to this whole thing. First place is $5,000 in that. Second place is $4,000. There's two women.
Amazing.
There's two women in that division in the pro field. So as long as they're far ahead of the next fast New York Roadrunner member who's in the open race, then those two women are guaranteed to walk away with $5,000 and $4,000.
I love that. The local heroes.
Yeah.
This is great.
There's fine print to this thing too, though. Like, you have to
Actual
be
terms and conditions may
you
vary.
have to be you have to be signed up as a New York Roadrunners member, and then you have to have run 6 fully scored New York Roadrunners races during November 2022 and October 2023. So, if, like, for example, Sinberi Teferi, good example here, is a New York Roadrunners member, and she's run like the mini 10K and like one of the local 5Ks or whatever it is, and she racked up 6 races between that time, then she's also kind of eligible for this. So just really interesting how, like, hey, there's like this money that you may not be as aware of. But in the past, I have gone through the results because my coach was one of the, Kate Gustafson was one of the people who finished for $4,000, and we went through like all the people ahead of her, and it's like, do they have 6 New York Roadrunner races? And someone like a Steph Bruce was sitting at like 5, and it's like if she only had run one more, she could have taken home
Whoa.
like $5,000 more. So
That's wild.
cool money
To
on the line
unlock.
here at the New York City Marathon.
All right. If I had to guess, it looks like we're running a little bit faster than 5:55s. But
I would hope.
Then Helen's right there.
We were talking about, because there's a treadmill right next to us that one of us has to run the slowest mile at the slowest pace. It's like, well, now it's easy. Like, we were worried we're gonna have to run like
I
a
don't know if
5.
that's easy
Yeah.
for me, but okay.
I'm like, Chris, you got a 5:50 in you.
I don't know. I don't know. Someone in the chat is asking us, who would you say is a dark horse for the men? So if we got, we talked about Connor, Clayton, CJ. We
dark
got to
horse-
give some love to our guy Futsum Zeneselassie sitting here, and he's saying that for Men AZ Elite that he's got some pretty good fitness coming into this one too. Throwing out numbers like 207, 208. Like, I like that. I like that thinking.
I mean, if you're in 207 shape, like, are we talking about a dark horse for top American men?
Yes,
Because
because
if you're in 207 shape, yeah, you're absolutely
You're in the
You're in the
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah.
If you can
Yeah.
have a good day and run a smart race, and the other guys maybe don't run quite to what they're hoping to, absolutely can
Yep.
sneak in there for a top American.
completely agree. And a dark horse to finish high, I think, is Wesley Kiptoo. We've heard
Yes, both
we've
those
heard
guys,
a
for sure.
lot about this. And yesterday we talked to Ahmed Muhammad, who had won the 5K championships, and it seems like the vibe at NAZ is really, really cool. Like, they are not putting a ceiling on any of their possibilities. And when you get a team that is just like, showing up, calling their shot, racing really well, and then you have this like group synergy, it's pretty contagious. And I think we
Yeah.
saw that with a lot of training groups at the Paris Olympics. It's like one person wins a medal, and then their training partners all do too. So I think there's a little something in the air in flag.
Yeah, I think the NAZ stock is going up. I think the future's bright with that group. What's has there been a year where like 3 American men have come top 10? Like, what's the best
Here.
finish that America?
there was a year where it was like I don't think 3 in the top 10 here, but it was like 3 in the top 15, where it was like Fauble, Chris Derrick, Jared Ward, like one of those years, 2019 maybe. So that was a year where maybe it was like slower, and those guys just ran the race just among themselves. I remember seeing a photo of the 3 of those guys racing in Brooklyn, and I think that's how some of the Americans have run here before. We're still on a commercial break on the main feed, which you can watch on ESPN2, and then mute it and watch with us here on the CITIUS Mag Watchalong, live from the CITIUS Cafe, presented by Hoka.
I'm like, now ESPN, it was just like a whole episode of How I Met Your Mother. They're like, let's just, I don't know.
Let's cut to the
I
chase.
don't know, season 3, episode 2 of How I Met would be good.
Yeah. Let me see if I could
Yeah, it would be really nice to know what's going on in the race.
maybe try and find a.
I'm going to watch the tracker.
Yeah, how's Vinny Guadagnino doing?
Yeah. He hasn't started yet.
He hasn't started.
He's nervous.
Yeah. 2018, we got a stat check here from
Yeah.
David Melly. Americans went 6, 7, 9, 10.
Wow.
Ward, Fauble, Shadrach Biwott, Chris Derrick. So I was
6,
close.
7, 9, 10. They put 4 in the top
Love
10.
that.
I was close. I didn't give him enough credit.
That's really
I was
good.
off by a year, but I got 3 of the 4 names right.
Who won that year? Was that Jeffrey Cameron?
Let me see if I can pull this from my brain. 2018 winner would have been, Camore? Let's see.
I'm looking it up.
New York City Marathon.
Lalisa DeCisa.
Lalisa DeCisa.
Kimura was
17?
third. Was 18.
Should we do the game where it's like, all right, Chris, like how many years can you go back? The men's winners kind of escape me from time to time.
Kimura won in 2017.
Okay.
17, okay.
When Shalane won. McKenna Schumacher, she's on 3:05 pace.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So what's really cool sometimes is there's like the MasterCard group that goes before, and it appears that that's where she is with Shalane, and the elite women are just a few blocks behind her. So maybe we'll
see
get a
them
little screen time.
make the pass. Yeah. Well, that was I think funny because 2022 when Kyle ran it, he chased down. I think on First Avenue, there's a video that someone sent me of Kyle like fixing his back, pulled over to the side, and like he was just like 10 feet away from like Shalane and Matt James, who started like in the MasterCard, and I was like, everyone's hurting in this video.
Yeah. Nobody feels good here.
Nobody.
Never good to pull over and try and fix your back.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Yeah, I'm like, I slipped a disc somewhere in there. I'm gonna try and get going again here shortly.
Another fun fact is Tamirat Tola and his wife are both racing. His wife is Daradita.
2:19 PB.
Yeah.
They've got to be like the fastest marathon couple in the whole entire world, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, how? If okay, well,
I mean-
the
Like,
fastest
with
man-
Sarah Hall and
Sarah and Ryan, maybe? No,
He's got
they're
it
probably
faster. the average between the two.
Yeah, can we get a stats guy on that?
Yeah, David Melly, who's running our social channels and feeding us some info here. David, can you run the average of Tamirat Tola and Daradita's personal best versus Ryan Hall and Sarah Hall? This is like what ChatGPT is going to be someday. It's like they'll be able to do that just on the spot like that. All right, we are less than a minute away from the men's pro field getting underway. We've got Connor Mance and Clayton Young lined up right next to each other on the front line.
Attached at the hip, as they always are.
Someone next to them.
The apps have uninterrupted streams.
What?
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
So why don't you pull up the men's race?
Okay, so we just learned that the TCS New York City Marathon app has uninterrupted live streams. So we'll have all our phones going at the same time, and we'll react and give you guys some updates on the.
Can you do Eric,
Eric.
do something. I got the tracker. Get your phone and get the men's.
I'm like, what? I'm just going Instagram Reels.
Get it together. We need you.
Like, oh my God, can't I just watch the race?
We can't watch it. It's just commercials.
I was on at Toronto last week. I was doing all the world record alerts for the costumes. Who's running in a toilet outfit? Now I got. Jeez.
Do we have any? We have 2 Mongolian elites in this one.
Oh yeah, there's a Mongolian.
Toilet costume.
Yeah.
But there was a Mongolian.
208. There was a Mongol. Oh yeah, but I was shocked. I didn't know there was a Mongolian athlete who's run 208.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said
In a toilet costume, no
Bashir.
less.
He was the guy who finished last at the Paris Olympic Marathon.
Well, I mean, damn, you don't need to flame him like that. But
Going.
no.
I'm gonna get a hernia.
The chat is saying, "Don't let them boss you around, Eric."
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
The thing is that I can see his screen.
I'm
and
like, I'm
he's
just
not
not doing it.
doing anything.
What do you want me to do, Aisha? For the love of God, you want me to pull up the TCS app? You're already on app duty.
No, but
I'm like, I'll just go to YouTube.
Everyone's still bunched up in the front of the women's race.
Yep. Thanks, Chris. Get Aisha off my case.
what we are asking you to do.
Yeah, what is it
is
exactly?
to pull
Open up
the
TCS app and hit the
get
men's
the
stream.
men's stream. You see
Got
how
it,
we have the
got
women's
it.
now? We need the men's,
Got
and
it,
you're
okay.
gonna use it on your phone and then put it up so you can watch.
Not Grubhub.
Yeah, let me get, since I'm trying to become Owen Yella, let me get a chicken sandwich.
Do you need help?
No, I need to download the app.
Okay, go to your app store.
All right, sweetie.
Oh, so we do have someone like fully sending it up the bridge right now
Is
on
it
the men's
CJ
side.
Albertson?
Well, if Eric gets his app up,
Yeah.
like, we'll be able to see who it is. Okay, so we got our averages. Dara Dita and Tamirat Tola come out to a 2:11.31 average, and the Halls are 2:12.45.
That's pretty close.
It is close, yeah. To the 600 plus people watching right now on the CITIUS Mag YouTube channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing lots of these all throughout next year. Boston, New York. Connor Mance is the one who's going with it. So we've got, that could be Bat O'Shear, Eric, get it up. And Connor's covering the move. And then right behind him is Rory Linkletter's in that pack. And then I believe it's not Maru Teferi, but it is an NAN running team member. It could be Abdi Nageya, who was a medalist at the 2021 Olympics in the marathon. Oh, I know who it is. So it's marathoner.
We have IT over here fixing Eric's phone now.
All right, they're picking it up on the women's
Here
race.
we go.
at
Yeah,
least.
Hellen Obiri's coming forward, and it looks like action is happening. The pack is sort of reshuffling. All right, here we go.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to also download it on my iPad here.
Yep, here we go. And Hellen Obiri is surging and pushing the pace.
And this is just after 5 miles. Yeah, almost 6 miles in. So we're going to get a 10K split here shortly. So that was 6 miles. Helen now
Do you have this?
press on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
Split is coming up.
It's coming soon.
Yeah, they're struggling on the men.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the men's stream is struggling on the app. Okay.
Sorry, Eric.
Yeah, maybe an apology.
Yeah. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. This is what you wanted so bad, Aisha?
Just like filmed on a potato.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Are
Here's
these-
wave one.
Wave one.
Oh, see, they're the cannon and
yeah.
Frank
Yeah,
Sinatra
yeah.
about to go off. You know, we did New York as the final song at my wedding. It was like a Yankee game. Speaking of the Yankees, they lost in 5 games to the Los Angeles Dodgers and broke my heart a couple
It's a
nights ago.
10K split.
All right, 10K split. Yeah, they picked
Oh,
it
yeah.
up, 5:30 per mile. So 35-24, Hellen Obiri up in the front, first one across the mat, which puts them now at 229 for their projected finish.
And we just see Sharon come forward. She knows the race is on, and here she comes.
All right, and just got, because I have alerts set to friends of CITIUS Mag on the app, Dana Giordano has started the race.
Let's go, Dana.
Is Karen in this? Karen's got to be in this wave too, right? Or is she?
Maybe. Her tracker hasn't gone off yet. Joshua Potts, Aaron Potts of the Two Black Runners podcast, and Aaron Potts, who works for Hoka, they just started the race. Zach Clark, Matt James.
Our celebs, Casey, started the race.
Okay. Did Vinny from Jersey Shore start yet?
No. Yes, he just started.
Okay, there you go.
And they're off.
This is cool. Oh, there we go. Karen just started the race.
It's the racing show.
Karen versus
Dana.
Dana. Let's get that graphic up, Matt.
Yeah.
Karen versus Dana. We'll be paying attention to that all throughout.
This is exactly what I wanted to see. We have Helen and Sharon running side by side in front of the pack. You can see Dakota Popane is
off to the side.
off to the side, running her own line.
Closer to the spectators. No one have a cigarette out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you're listening,
No
you
cigarette.
know, no open flames near Dakota Propane. That kind of rhymed.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, Allie Feller on the
Allie.
broadcast with a nice little tribute to the Wave 1 runners. She's so right. So a lot of these runners who are going off now, they've been on Staten Island since like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. because you have to take a ferry to get to that start, and it's a long way to just be waiting around.
Oh, great. Now it appears they fixed the men's feed on the app. So just a reminder, if you're on the TCS app, there's an uninterrupted stream of the men's and the women's pro races.
Cool, I've got it up too.
Great.
I got it up too.
Now we have an abundance.
now,
of-
now there's too many streams.
yeah,
if
yeah.
I'll be honest.
I'm going back to the tracker. Beautiful.
Is there any commentary over this on the app?
It's actually us.
I wish.
That would be cool.
Hey, TCS.
It's
No.
just the sound of the footsteps.
Oh, if
That's
you're an
actually
ASMR
really
fan,
cool.
that's it for you.
Oh, and Elkanah Kabet. We
He's
haven't mentioned him.
4th place at the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials. Nicest guy in the world with like such a positive attitude after what would be a crazy, heartbreaking moment for people. He was like, "Yeah, I finished 4th here today, but I'll be back for LA 2028." And I was like, "You're gonna be like 42," and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be back." I was like, "Love that attitude." Our friend Andrew Schwartz has started the marathon.
The women are just about to come up on Shalane and McKenna Schumacher.
All right, we'll see that on the
Yep.
little stream here.
I wish we were getting mile splits. If anybody,
I'm gonna reach out to a friend who might be in the media center who could get me a link.
speaking of ASMR, the Ollipops are starting to flow.
Yeah, crack open a nice Olipop while you're watching along with us. If you need to order some, go to drinkolipop.com and use promo code CITIUS25 for 25% off your order.
You mean I've been buying these things whole price for
Oh,
no
yeah.
reason?
So the men's race, someone in the chat was like, "Oh, they've strung out early." No, that's just the nature of the Verrazano Bridge. Like, you go out hard, and then second mile, you're just flying downhill. Everyone will be all the way back together in just like a moment here. It's one of the Japanese runners, Mori, who's up in the front.
A lot of layers on, like a neck warmer. You don't see neck warmers a lot.
One of the coolest stories I think I ever heard from Meb, or not, it's not really a story, but a piece of advice that he gave me before one of these marathons was like, especially in New York, he's like, you have to have the extra layers at the start of the race. So like the arm warmers, the hat, but with the hat, you can toss a hat like, halfway through the race. With your arm warmers, never toss your arm warmers. Just roll them down, because who knows if like in the second part of the race, like you just get cold all of a sudden, and it's like now you can't heat your body all the way back up.
Never toss your arm warmers.
Never toss your arm warmers is something that I've always done. Plus, the arm warmers look sick for the finish line photo.
I mean, Kipchoge really brought I think it's like wore arm warmers, and then everyone started doing it. It was like Jakob with the speed suit.
Yeah.
Everyone like wanted to be a speed suit guy, and Kipchoge wore.
And you were the
arm
KT
warmers.
tape. Or
I was a speed tape guy.
Speed tape.
That caught on pretty quick.
Yeah, Aura points. Who's winning the Aura points
Who
battle?
looks great.
Yeah, like who's got the best vibes? Like whose outfit looks the coolest? Who's just like putting off?
The NAZ Elite kits.
Yeah, those are pretty sick.
Those are sick. I think they debuted these at the trials. Clayton Young running wide right now, like all the way on the other side of the street.
It's like, hey, maybe tuck in.
CJ and Connor right next to each other. It was a shame CJ wasn't at the press conference. I wanted to feed into the fire of my fake beef of asking Connor about CJ, and he said he's not worried. I wonder how CJ probably reacted to the clip.
Oh, you better be worried. Something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
In a heavy New York accent, just for the occasion.
Yeah.
People are saying Ryan Hall rocked the armors look back in his heyday.
That's true. I didn't. Yeah, that's.
The Puma kits are sick with those arm warmers. The ombre arm warmer, that looks great. We've got Sarah Vaughn up there looking good.
Interesting new activation that they've got going with the New York City Marathon. I think, you know what? I'm not going to give them the free love, but oh wait, is that the guy from SNL?
Yeah. I don't know if he's SNL, but he's an actor.
Yeah. Oh, he's running. Randall Park. Add him to the tracker.
Yep.
No, we're gonna give some updates on
I wonder if Randall Park is gonna be able to beat Vinny.
That's what you're most interested in.
Is Randall gonna be able to pull off the upset over Vinny Guadagnino?
For the people in the YouTube chat asking, where can I find the uninterrupted stream? The streams are up on the TCS New York City Marathon app. So if you download that,
Super easy to download. Just did it. Good
Despite
coverage.
taking heavy
I was
fire
taking-
from me, his coworker.
Just getting just heavy artillery. Out to
Dakota
the right of me.
Popane up in the front now, pressing a little bit. So what I was going to get at was the fact that NYRR brought on a makeup sponsor for this race. I'm not going to say who. They didn't pay us. But she's got some lipstick that they want to showcase. So Dakota's like one of, I think Tatiana McFadden's the other athlete. They want to show how long lasting it is and like the like how it holds up with like the sweat.
Yeah.
And so
It would be terrible if it doesn't and she looks like the Joker at the end. It's like, oh no, we made a terrible mistake.
But then I gave more thought to the marketing behind it, and I was like, why are you going for the pros? And it's like, if you really want to showcase how long lasting it is, like, give this to a 6-hour marathoner. All right, so everyone's bunched up right now. Men are going to hit a 5K split in just a second. Oh, they just did. We're waiting for it.
I wonder if you're the women who've been maybe mentally prepping for a fast race, a 2:18 type of race, like are you upset? Like you're seeing an athlete like Dakota Popane right now, like in the front, maybe pushing it.
Oh,
bit.
she's fired up. She's hyping the crowd. She's
like
feeling
she's like,
good.
I came here for a fast race.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like if
I think this can go one of two ways. I think you
And
start
it's
to feel
Jenny
good.
going
Here
right with
comes
her.
Jenny.
Here
Jenny's
comes
feeling
Jenny.
it. I think this can
my
go a couple
God.
ways of like, all right, we're not going fast. Like, let's go. I'm going to drive the bus. Or you could, start going slow and think like, hey, I feel kind of bad running slow.
Oh,
here
they just
goes.
passed
Passing
Matt
Matt
James.
James.
He's smiling ear to ear because
here we
he's
go.
a huge track fan. He's fallen in love
I
with
think
the elite side of the
this is a
sport.
good move on Jenny. Like her last
Yes.
race,
Send it.
she's probably not going to win, but get it. Like she's out in the front, like just running hard.
Yep.
I like that.
She's checking her watch, checking her splits, making sure she's doing what's best for her.
Can we do like a quick moment of appreciation for Jenny Simpson
Yeah.
as if like just kind of like review the greatness of her track and professional career just in general. Just never missed a team from 2007 to 2019. She's got that world championship gold medal from 2011 in Daegu, 2 other world championship silvers, 2013, 2017, the Olympic bronze in 2016. I mean, people forget the fact that like she was 4th at the world championships in the steeplechase in 2009.
Yeah.
At 38 years old, this is her final pro race. Aisha, you've been in races with Jenny and sharing, space in Boulder. What is it that you've kind of pulled from like watching her career unfold so closely?
Jenny is the consummate competitor. And what Jenny does well is a lot of things, obviously, but what's so impressive to me is to be so good for so long. She's waving to the crowd. I love to see it. Like people are able to say, thank you, Jenny. It is really, really difficult to be at the very top. I mean, you can be in the game for 10, 12 years, but to be winning medals from 2011 to 2017 is almost unheard of. She's had such an incredible career at the top level. New York is one of her favorite places to race. She's won Fifth Ave 8 times. I mean, she's just an incredible legacy athlete, and the U.S. has really been able to have someone to grow up rooting around.
It's, the transition that she made to the roads, came right after the pandemic. She gave that one more track season, didn't even really race much before the 2021 trials.
I think she was a little banged up in 2021. Yeah.
And then it's sort of like when we weigh the pros and cons of like that pandemic delay, who did it benefit? Who did it, maybe not help as much? The likes of Jenny and Shannon were probably the ones who were hurt by the extra year. It's another year for people for them to get older, and an extra year of training for someone like an Ellie St. Pierre to take off and get better. And we saw, essentially like it was the New Balance sweep, right? Like at the 21 trials, all of those first-time Olympians, that it was cool to still see Jenny in that final, like kind of at the very end embracing them, because it was a turning of the page, I think, when it came to just like, all right, the 1500 is taking off in this whole nother level. It's a shame that Jenny isn't going with it, but she's not ready to, quit running. And so she heads to the roads. The roads experiment hasn't been perfect, but at least she saw it through all the way to the marathon.
And let's be perfectly honest, she's an incredible 1,500 meter runner. There is a difference coming from 5K, 10K to the marathon. That's an easier translation. 1,500 is like, how well can you deal with hot lava in your veins for 3 minutes and 55 seconds? The marathon is it's a slow grind. It's almost a different sport. Like it's a totally different physical system. You don't really see a ton of stellar, truly, truly world-class 1,500 meter runners being world-class marathoners. And I think she's done really, really well.
Yeah, so she just enjoyed that moment through Brooklyn. Now the lead women's pack has caught back up to her.
I wonder if they keep running on. Do they swallow her up and then slow back down, or do they kind of keep
Dakota
on?
looks like she wants to push this thing.
Dakota is having a great day. It looks like she's having fun.
She's run this race before and I think dropped out earlier on, maybe 2 years ago, I think. And so part of this is too. It's like just have a great race experience. Erase those ghosts from 2022.
Do we have the men's
5K
split?
Sure do. Men's 5K, Connor Mance, first one across the timing mat in 15:59. Abel Kipchumba right with him. Everyone's there. That puts them at a projected finish of 2:14. So once again, I think like the first 5K here really doesn't indicate what we might see because people will pick it up once they get into Brooklyn. I mean, don't you remember last year? I think like my first 5K split was alarming, and then I crashed and burned. Yeah, so like if you are watching on the men's feed on the app, these guys are running so wide. They're all together. Jake Riley, member
I
of
was
the
going to say
2020
Jake Riley's in there.
Olympic team, final pro race for him as well.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow.
He struggled with injuries pretty badly.
So Rory Linkletter out there.
Oh, yeah,
like
so actually-
hammering from the front,
Yeah.
pushing the pace.
This is Rory Linkletter's first marathon working under Coach John Green. So it was coached by Ryan Hall through the Olympics, and now working with the same coach that guided Molly Seidel to an Olympic bronze medal.
And CJ Albertson right behind him. So
All right, so CJ is thinking that this could be it to like try and create a little bit of a buffer between him, Clayton, and Connor. And that is Abdi Nageya right behind them. The water stations in New York also just kind of make things a little funky. Like you try and get in position so you have enough clearance to make sure you get your bottle. So it looks like a surge and a move, but it actually isn't. And so we see that like in the women's race too. Like everyone's kind of starting to scatter a little bit, but it's because there's probably a water station coming up. And then between the lead gap that we have with Linkletter, Albertson, Nageya is Evans Chibet swallowing him up right now with Connor Mance right on it. Connor Mance just gluing himself to Evans Chibet. I like that race tactic.
I like it.
Right now, actually, if you see it, Rory Linkletter and CJ Albertson are actually passing the lead vehicle with Galen Rupp on the back. Galen providing commentary for the ESPN stream. All right, so now it's that breakaway has been closed up a little bit.
I think the other top guys don't respect Evans' fitness right now.
Max saying that he doesn't think that the other top guys respect Evans' fitness right now.
Because of the injury?
I think, yeah, I think like there's a couple question marks around like Evans Chibet.
He's 35. He's run.
30 marathons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very early in the race. We don't have a Dos Santos moment
and
like
it's fairly
2 years
slow,
ago.
right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, so they were like 2:14.
so it's
Women's
15K.
15K splits are in, and it's Hellen Obiri, Sharon Luchetti, Sheila Chepkurui, Dara Dita, Sarah Vaughn, Vivian Chariot, Eunice Chumba, Sunbury Teferi, Tarunish Dababa. What year is it?
Yeah.
Alfie Tuliamuk. Everyone's in it.
Everyone's in it.
Still in it because they hit it in 52:37. That is 5:33 pace, so they slowed back down just a hair, and that they're still estimated to finish in 2:27.
20-person break.
It's a 20-person lead pack.
It looks like Dakota, Sarah Vaughn, Callan Taylor, Allie T, and Jess McLean are the American women that I can see that are still in it. I'm not sure where Des is.
This is in there. She's on the tail end of it.
Okay.
Oh, Wesley Kiptoo, I think, was right up there.
Wesley's up there.
He's wearing gloves, right? Like, that's his thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he wore
would
him
wear gloves
indoor.
on
He
the
wore him in an
track.
indoor race. He better be wearing them out there.
If there's ever a day
There's
to
ever
wear
a time
gloves,
to
this
use
is
it,
your
yeah.
day, brother.
So once again, for the people tuning in and curious on how to watch along with the race, you could the best way is to download the TCS New York City Marathon app and flip between the streams. But then also, if you are in the tri-state area, it's on WABC or ESPN2. So that's all the screens we're watching right now to provide you guys with all of these laps or splits and reactions to all the big moves. And you get some commercials if you're watching on ESPN2. Someone said, questionable move there by Linkletter and Albertson. Not sure what you gain by moving like that this early. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, like you're not going to run away from these guys
At mile 5.
At mile 5, it's not one of these things like this is a decisive move that is going to break anyone. But maybe they're not. It's not like he's running. He's not. This isn't like his first marathon out there. Like he's like, okay, I know I can at least run this pace a little bit from the front. I can make it a little bit more honest.
And potentially just like some clear space. This is, I'm sure, a stressful situation to be in. A lot of races like this tend to have a lot of pace changes. You're running in the pack and you're subject to what everybody else is doing pace-wise, fluctuating on and off, and maybe it feels better to just have a smooth, even pace on the legs.
Oh, yes. But like to the surging and falling in a marathon, it's hard on the track, let alone so to be doing it for 26 miles, that is so much harder than just running a bit faster at a more consistent pace for sure.
A guy we haven't talked about is Frank Lara. And he's consistently in there and runs really, really well. Is usually around the top few American men in every marathon. It seems like he paces himself very well and runs smart races and finds himself, in a good position at the end.
I remember when Connor was making his marathon debut 2 years ago, Frank was right there with him. And like Frank has been one of those guys he's a grinder. And what he does is just essentially like, it's not necessarily a reckless race plan sometimes, but just like goes for it. And one of these days, I think it's like, it's going to hit. Hopefully today, a course like this is challenging, but if he's got the fitness, then weather's looking perfect for it. Why not? Have a day, Frank. Have a day.
I mean,
Why not
and this
you?
type of race probably is suited for him, where it's a little bit more reserved and control at the beginning, and allows him to be with these other guys and kind of use them.
And I believe up in the front of this men's race right now, leading is Abel Kipchumba. I'm going to look up a couple stats on him.
CJ's doing a lot of looking around. It's kind of there is a bit of a move here, but if it's a serious, it's hard to tell what's a serious move and what's just kind of somebody wanting to get in the front and have their time.
I believe this is Abel Kipchumba's marathon debut. His New York City Marathon debut. He's run 2:06 in the past. He won the NYC half here back in March in 60:25. That's a pretty fast time on a course where it can get a little hilly. So he's prepared for late stage hills, but it's a little different when it's after 20 miles than after 10 miles. Let's see. Yeah, people are loving the Frank talk. Woody Kincaid asks, Jenkins, you taking the mountain lion or chickens? I don't know what that means.
Am I taking the mountain lion or chickens? I mean, just off that, I'm going to go mountain lions, but I don't.
I'm going to guess what
be
he
the
means
wrong
the people
answer.
that are fart licking out front would be the chickens, and the mountain lions are stalking them in the back. Woody?
Wow,
I thought it was what would you take in a fight?
I mean, I certainly
You're
think
never
it's
gonna know.
chicken.
If Woody's asking a question, it's up for interpretation.
It's very much up for interpretation.
I mean, if your interpretation is correct, Aisha, I'm certainly going Mountain Lions. God, what a good question because I have no idea what it means.
All right, more questions from the live chat. I like where Clayton Young is at while Mance is unnecessarily surging with the front guys, but Young is sitting in the pack using less energy and hasn't lost any ground. Okay.
That is, I mean, that is right.
Okay.
I do like that. Connor is
Now that everyone's bunched
now that
up.
everyone's bunched up, Connor's just sitting in the pack, but you do see him in the front. Like he was in second, like right off the front for a bit in the beginning, now and then to the back to the front. Clayton is just staying out of contention and just working in the pack.
It must get annoying where it's like, man, I just put a little extra more effort in, and now we're just back to where we would have been if I didn't do that.
Yeah, so it's like, look, if you're not going to be the one at front pushing the whole time, you might as well just be sitting in the pack. But it's like Connor's an aggressive racer. We've seen that time and time again. He likes being in the front.
Then someone just said, Mance just races like that.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he does.
Yeah.
But
and like you're clued into the moves. You're not gonna miss anything because you're putting yourself in the mix all the time.
Tamirat Tola just riding the pack.
yeah,
so
it's
far.
like just follow Tamirat Tola. He's got it down.
Two-handed grab from Kipchumba.
Kipchumba's best marathon to date. This is coming in from our CITIUS Mag Stats and Research Department. Kipchumba's best marathon to date is 5th in Berlin in 2022, but when he won the Great North Run 2 months ago, so he's on a good roll so far this season.
Men's 10K splits.
And we got men's 10K splits also coming in from the CITIUS Mag Stats and Research Department. Elkanah Kibet, 31:27, 4th place at the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials. So they've sped up a little bit. Now that's 4:58 per mile. They hit it in 31:27, which puts them at a projected finish of 2:12:38.
Here we go. We're getting.
Yeah, we're
getting
moving.
somewhere,
We're
yeah.
moving.
I mean, you got to make a lot of ground to try and get to Tola's course record.
Course record's out.
You
We're
think?
out.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mongolian guys in there.
The Mongolian guy's in there, my boy.
So the Mongolian guy, I don't know if you knew this, Eric, has not missed a World Championship or Olympic team since like 2000. Like he runs the marathon at all, has run the marathon at all of them.
Wait, how old's this guy? He's been in every. He's been at the Olympics since 2000.
Or 2004.
Surad Badoshir.
Yep. Let me get that correct. Yeah. So he's Mongolia's first ever elite marathoner. He's got a PB of what was it? Is it 2:08?
Yeah.
Right. So he's competed at 6 Olympic Games: 2004,
Wow.
2008, 2012, 2016, 2021, and 2024. He's one of those guys who has benefited from the world ranking system and like the fact that you can get in off of points because the
What's his
standards are
highest
getting
finish
tougher.
in a world major?
Oh, I don't know. He's won the Asian Championships in 2013.
That's worth a lot of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, regional championships are worth a lot of points.
He finished 3rd at Fukuoka in 2014.
Wow.
But then we're thinking that's 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a
So-
long time.
It is a long time. Best finish at a major marathon. I'm looking that up for you, Eric. Don't worry. He was 71st at the Olympic Marathon this year in Paris. 5th at Asian Games.
Looks like the women have bunched back up. A lot of the American women have come forward, including Kellen Taylor. We haven't seen her at the front yet.
Kellen had some rough knee surgery, I'm pretty sure, right after the U.S. Olympic track trials. She
Meniscus.
posted, she posted about it on Instagram. Knocked her out for a bit. I think got back to training in September. I think it might have been. So maybe another. That's enough time, I think.
You'd like more.
You'd like
You'd
more.
like more, but she's also incredibly tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and incredibly strong. I think she's, how many pull-ups can Kellen do? Like 30 pull-ups or something.
That's
insane.
30 more than me.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. Looks
They're-
like the women have
they're back to
really
jogging.
slowed down.
I mean, this is gonna be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna make for a very exciting finish.
Remy Meyer in the chat asked, doesn't New York City work with pacers to try for the course record? No pacemakers here in New York City. This is all about championship racing.
Is this the only world? Is this the
Yeah.
only world major that doesn't do racing?
Boston doesn't.
do it,
Yeah.
But then for like 2 years, I think Chicago didn't. Coincidentally, the year that Galen won, they didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, Chris is like, is that a conspiracy? Yeah.
You said it, Eric,
Is
not
there
me.
such thing as a coincidence in this world? I don't know.
You said it, Eric, not me. All right, so someone in the chat said, if you're Hellen Obiri right now, how much are you licking your chops right now?
Yeah, I mean, as we know, like Helen can win this race in kind of any way, I think. But yeah, this is. If she wanted to make it fast, she would have. It's a slow race. Last year it was slow, right? I mean, last year it was.
Yeah, 227?
Yeah, so it's setting up for another Sharon Helen
Battle.
last 10K type of situation. We'll see. I mean, it's still
let's
so much
remember
running
we
to go.
have some really legendary other female track specialists. We've got Tierney
That's
Dababa
true.
in there. We
Yeah.
have Vivian Chariot.
Gosh, like if there were betting odds on this race, like the Dababa Chariot odds would be pretty high because they haven't been at like this big of a stage in a while. But then like someone making those odds who maybe isn't as in tune with track would probably be like, oh no, like based on that resume, yeah, they're probably like like favorites. A race like this is playing out in their favor right now.
Yeah, you don't want to have a Dababa on you with
Absolutely
a
not.
slow race and a couple miles.
Gosh,
to go.
you know what I'm now kind of rooting for is a sprint finish between Dababa, Chariot, and
Obiri.
Like,
Vintage.
Like it's 2016 Rio Olympic final.
I would lose my mind if that happened. I would run as fast as I could
On that treadmill?
on the treadmill. I'll do a mile time trial if that's the podium.
And 16-year-old
Okay.
Eric would be going nuts.
Yeah.
Clayton was pointing at people.
Clayton was pointing at people. He didn't see Casey
I was gonna
Neistat's
say,
video.
Don't wave. Don't you bring that arm up. Don't you do it.
Don't you burn an extra calorie. Okay, but how about the vibes exchange? We're not accounting for the positive energy you're getting back.
100%. That's why when Casey Neistat said I basically ran 27.2 miles for waving. You're like, no, you didn't. You absolutely did not.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the feed is showing the men's race. I think we're done with our episode of How I Met Your Mother, and
Yeah.
we're actually getting into the race.
Elkanah Kabet up in the front right now. He
looks
actually
so
missed this
smooth.
race
Yeah, he looks good.
2 years ago because he had to go. He's a member of the U.S. Army. He had to go serve.
That's right.
They didn't say where, I remember, because that's a security concern. But he's been back. This is really good to see. He's got a smooth stride.
Yeah, he does have a good looking stride.
He does many of his runs at like 5 a.m. because he's got the Japanese runners like waving to the crowd right now. Because he does his full-time job within the U.S. Army, I believe in
And isn't
accounting.
he's a pretty high ranking. Isn't he a lieutenant?
I don't know.
I'll
I did
get
1 year of
stats.
JROTC in high school, and so I'm not fresh up on my rankings.
Okay.
I don't know. Please don't ask that again.
I'm getting too deep.
Swear to God, I
Stats.
don't know. I already said it's a security concern. We don't know where he was deployed to.
Yeah,
We don't know his ranking.
First lieutenant, Elkanah Kabet.
First lieutenant. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Elkanah ran second at the Army 10 miler a couple weeks ago in 48:54. He said after that race that he thought he'd be top American in New York City. I just love the confidence across all the American men. Being like, I'm going to be top American. No, I'm going to be top
I'm
American.
going to be. Okay, let's look at some splits. Where are we with the splits here?
We are probably coming up on 20K for women, which means they are closing in on approaching the world's borough, Queens. Shout out to Queens.
Queens get the money, right?
If you ain't touchdown Queens, you didn't touch down in New York City, as the guy said.
Yeah, we learned.
From World's
We
Fair
learned.
run crew, who came out to our shakeout run 2 nights ago, and that was a blast.
He shared his story on our pod the other night.
Omar, someone get Omar in the tracker.
Yeah.
Omar from World's
Tracking.
Fair.
I hope we can see when they come up on mile 13 where the World's Fair
Run crew
crew,
station is.
like cheer station is.
Yeah. So that's the 20K mark. We got our splits here. That is 110 through the 20K, 538 per mile. That puts him at a projected finish of 227.
I was guessing because he's Egyptian, but there's a lot of Omars.
That might be him. Well, then
She's just like
you'll
guessing
see-
at Omar from World's Fair, his last name.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm sleuthing. What do you want me to do here?
Well, so now when you go back, he might have like a club affiliation, and so it would be. Or
Take
you can
over,
al-
take over,
You
take
can
over.
also probably search tracking via people's
it
clubs.
doesn't feel good to get yelled at when you're on that stage, does it?
Look, no. You can search by club. So if we search World's Fair,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
World's Fair Run Crew.
We.
Yeah,
Oh,
you guessed
I
correctly.
got it right.
Good job.
Wow, I'm a sleuth.
Still a pack of 20 for the women.
All right, still a big pack of 20 women for the women. Still a big pack of 20 women up in front right now. Sheila Shepkirou is the first one across the mat.
They're
And
coming
again,
up on
227 pace is what they're.
on half.
Yeah, they're coming up on the halfway point, which means that they're going up the Pulaski Bridge.
So the big hill's coming up.
Not the big hill yet. 16 would
Oh,
be
16. Okay,
Queensboro
that was
Bridge.
13.
13's just like kind of a little baby hill, I would think.
Is our boy Bashir Abdi still in that lead pack?
Yeah, I would think
We
so.
haven't mentioned
Let's
him.
look,
We
let's
haven't
look.
mentioned him. I haven't
Well,
seen
we don't
him.
need to mention him.
Oh,
'cause
there's
he's gonna
there's
win.
Kamworor. How do you say his name?
Joffrey
Kamworor.
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 I say Kamworor.
You throw the extra or in.
Actually, the phonetics are in the media guide.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I get it
Because
right.
I've heard some of the British now say Jeffrey Camelroar.
That's not right. Definitively.
Maybe they're just saying it because it's the easy. It's kind of sound. It's a bit easier.
You know
To
how
say.
those Brits like to
All
take
right.
it easy.
Dakota Popane.
Propane.
Put it
That's-
on a little
that's
gap.
That slides off the tongue.
You know, I was thinking more about this. The emphasis on Popane. Is it Popane? Is it Popin? No. She said it was.
Propane without the R.
Okay.
You're wondering like which like syllables do I really load up on?
Yeah.
It feels really good. Propane.
Yeah.
Bringing the pain.
Yeah, she's bringing the pain right now going up the Pulaski Bridge, making these women hurt by pushing the pace a little bit. 130-mile weeks.
The guy who was just touching like who's. Elkanah Kabet just kind of really put himself in the front and staying there.
Abdi Nageya, who's up in the front of the pack. Someone on it. We got a really helpful person, Remy, in the YouTube chat, just dropping some knowledge. Abdi wants to make up for his Olympics where he got injured running into a Kenyan at one of the water stations.
Wow.
Yeah.
He got injured, like he ran into them.
Yeah.
What he hurt?
I don't know.
Concussion?
Speaking of concussions, the finish of the
Oh, yeah. Someone else pointed out that Jess
Oh
McLean.
my God! Yeah, that marathon where the guy slipped at the finish line. There's multiple slips at that finish line.
Yeah.
they're cracking skulls.
They had just bananas at the finish.
Yeah.
Jess McLean doesn't have her name on her bib. They just put the number in the front. Still
Oh,
no
the
respect.
disrespect.
Yeah.
This girl can't get no respect. All right. The women have crossed half. Hellen Obiri crossed in 74:01.
Okay.
Jess McLean 74:01. Everybody's coming.
Yeah, everyone's in it.
74 minutes for half. This is not the 218 talk from Hellen Obiri. Are we
Once
surprised?
again, we are lied to at the pre-race press
yeah,
conference.
we were
Like-
wondering what the lie was going to be,
and it was
that's the
Helen
lie.
with a bold-faced lie to my
Yeah.
face.
It's kind of a smart move in a way to to be like, look, I'm gonna make this race, X, Y, and Z, and then just do none of that.
Yeah, like actually help me doing none of
'cause
it.
it's like, okay, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna make that, like
I'm gonna strike fear into my
imagine it's-
competitors.
and then you just hold back. So everyone's expecting this certain type of race, and then you just don't do it at
Yeah.
all. Kind of a good move. I don't know if that was their plan.
Psychological warfare.
it's just
Do you ever
psychological-
do you remember anything like that on the track? Like
Every pre-classic mile, every year it would be like we're gonna go out in 145 through 800 every time.
oh, here's Wesley Kiptoo pressing in the front
Here
of
we
the
go.
men's race.
We knew he would do it.
Gloves on. Connor Mantz right on his heels like this is a 2020 NCAA cross country race. Yeah, welcome to Terre Haute, folks. No, I don't think they did it in Terre Haute when these guys were battling. It was FSU on that short course.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's just kind of like we're saying that because Terre Haute's like
and it was at Oklahoma State.
Okay, I just want you to know that Vinny is absolutely taking it to Randall Park right now. He's many blocks ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're-
like, oh my God, Vinny's on 2:10 pace.
Wait,
Actually,
we got to
you
see
and
American.
Vinny-
top Italian.
Yeah. He's on 410 pace.
Someone asked Des. Des is the last person in the front pack.
Okay.
She's 21st, but she's being smart.
Someone
Right.
asking about Des Linden. Des Linden is at the back of the women's lead pack right now, but she's right there. Still hanging in there.
Yeah, it looks like she and Allie T are running together.
Okay. Wow, Wesley Kiptoo is the one making the move. As they hit, was that 15K for the men? Yeah.
Well, now it's Career up in the front.
Former champ, Albert Career, won here about 3 years ago.
See, this is.
I'm really.
Oh, it's Water Station.
Yeah,
Water Station. So
That looked
false
a little
alarm.
bit chaotic. Also, look at Dakota. If you're watching on the TCS app, you can watch uninterrupted the women's and the men's feed. This is incredible. But Dakota is running with so much confidence. I love to see her just hitting the front. She's been smiling almost the whole race. Sarah Vaughn has been really consistently, holding her line at sort of the runner's right side of this pack, just running super smooth. I love this. I love the confidence.
Wave 2 runners are about to start. Yeah, now someone's wondering, did the men just slow down like a lot? Yep.
Yeah.
They
And
have hit
they
the
appear to
full-on
be
brakes.
jogging.
Yep.
I love this. I'm just like getting more excited. The slower it goes, like the craziest, more chaotic finish that we can see.
It's like as soon as the fast times are out, you might as well just make it as slow as possible. Like, if it's not going to be a course record,
Yeah, if you
Start
can kick,
walking, yeah,
if you
let's
can
make it-
kick, let's
yeah.
just slow it down.
Someone just
baby.
said it looks like this dropped down to like 5:30 per mile.
Yeah,
No, honestly, it
everybody's
looks like
back
a
in.
7-minute mile on it. We got a pronunciation guide on Cam War. It's Cam War Roar.
Kim Roar.
Roar.
Which is
Yeah.
That's what you said. Right?
what I said.
Yeah. Aisha was right. Aisha was right.
I mean, I tried to not gloat, but it was coming out of my mouth.
Someone asking, the only way to watch is on ESPN2? No, we've said this multiple times. It is the
Stay with
TCS New York City
Yell
Marathon
at that
app.
guy. No! how many times do I have to say it?
Eric, you said we're not going to yell at people for their tech problems
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah, actually, sorry, man. I know what it's like to get harassed for not having your TCS app up.
Yeah, everyone's bunched back up in both races. Any other celeb updates?
Let's see.
Do we have what about a Dana and Karen update?
Yeah.
Kara. Whoops, I'll hear about that.
All right. Karen hit the 5K in 22:03. which puts her at a projected finish of 3:05.
You're like, whoa, what the hell's happening out there?
Dana hit the 5K in. Wait, what? Oh, Dana hit the 10K in 39:44. So Dana's a little bit ahead right now. Her projected finish is 2:47. Whoa! Oh, wow! Dana.
Wow, spicy.
She's being
This is
aggressive.
Dana's first marathon.
Love it. Casey's no wave technique appears to be working. He's on 2:57 pace.
Wow, my boy Zach Clark said he's gonna just try and click off 7:15s, and he's right on it right now. He's 3:09 pace.
What are we gonna try and run when we're out? We're trying to run 7:50. What's 3:30?
For what?
What's
Well,
3:30 pace?
I like that, but you said 3 hours. It was when you
I
were
think-
feeling so good about yourself.
Okay, what's 3 hour pace?
7:08.
3 hour pace is
8.
6:51.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
no, oh
out
my
the win- That's out the
God.
window for sure.
Oh.
Okay, what's? I'd like to.
No,
just
we're
run
not doing that.
7:30.
We're not doing that. Yeah,
7:30
7:30 sounds great.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
If we
yeah.
feel good, we can talk about picking it up at
yeah,
the
yeah.
second
If
half.
we don't feel good, you know, we're just slowing down to
not
8
running
minutes. No biggie,
650s.
no
Not
biggie.
running 650s for
Yeah.
sure.
No, we want to run fast enough to just like not have to do workouts.
We're just gonna run. We're just gonna run with whatever the shirtless runners, what his pace group is.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
3:40.
340. Well, we don't know if he's doing 340 next year. Remember, he kind of bounces around.
You might run with Taylor Swift again.
If Taylor's out
Not
there.
the real Taylor Swift. I've had to question you a few times if your lights are on this weekend, Eric.
I can't. How are you questioning his play? He said he's running with Taylor Swift. It was supposed to be a cool story. Obviously, I'm assuming he's talking about the real Taylor Swift. Why do I care if he's running with another random person named Taylor Swift?
All right, everyone's bunched up. I love this. Everyone's in contention. Connor Mance side by side with Clayton Young.
Who's that Puma girl?
That Puma women's athlete in the front.
Lily Patrick?
I think it could be Lily Patridge. Yeah, British runner, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you see Des
Yep.
charging from the outside.
I love it. Here she comes.
You know Des needs a moment in the front.
She does. She does. It just charges her up. Also, you know, she's running in the middle, staying off the camber.
Is Jenny still in that lead group?
Yeah, she's right there.
She is.
Yep.
Wow.
Is this Kipchumba going
This
to the
is,
front?
yep,
Yep.
Bella
Yep.
Kipchumba, the 60-minute half marathoner.
This looks to be a pretty significant pace change here on the men's side.
Yeah. I wish we had mile splits.
I wish we could see where Tola is. I think if you ever
What do you
if-
wish for,
if you
Eric?
see
Tola is
Tola-
like-
What
if you
the-
see Tola respond, then you know it's kind of
Yeah.
like a serious move and they
Yeah.
respect it.
Tola,
Yeah, this
Tola
is
seems to be
a
going
little
with
bit of a
it.
surge.
He's going.
Yeah, I would venture to say when you see Tola kind of move up into that second, third spot, then
What
you
is
know
this?
it's going to
I don't
stick.
understand these graphics that they're showing on the main feed. All right, so they're making the turn right now onto the Queensboro Bridge. This is the most mental part of the course. The women's lead pack
Everybody's in it.
going up. Usually someone will make a move coming down. 2 years ago on the men's race, this is where Evans Chibet just broke everyone and no one could respond. On the men's side, there we go. Kipchumba putting a little bit of space between him and the rest of the lead pack, but Connor Mance is responding. He's right there. Geoffrey Camore
Camore.
giving chase.
Is that Tola on the left? No, that's
His
career.
career.
That's Wesley Career. I don't see Tamirat Tola.
Tola's going to be in the Adidas kit.
Where
I think
is
he's on the
Bashir?
tail end of this.
Evans Chibet, full tights.
Cam
half
Moore.
tights. Cam Moore. Tola's not. Yeah, I see Tola now.
Yeah, there
Tola's
he is.
behind Connor Mance. Wesley Kiptu behind Tola.
Yeah, this is a real move.
I hope
this is a real move.
Yeah, I think this will be. It's going to be fast from here on out.
We got Clayton Young
Clayton's
still
going.
sticking in there.
Yep.
Clayton Young, love it.
It
Wesley
looks like
Kiptu, I think
Clayton's
just took off the gloves.
feeling a little bit of the sting. Clayton doesn't seem to be as connected.
All right, we're going back to the professional.
All right.
It's all right. We have our
wheelchair.
TCS New York City
Yes.
Marathon now.
All right, back to what's happening on the bridge. Everyone super bunched up.
Dakota has been in the front for how many miles now? She's feeling good.
Yeah, it's got to be 5 or 6 miles.
Another American woman we don't talk about enough is Maggie Montoya.
Oh yeah, she is in it.
She's looking good, and she's just been
Do you see her around in
continuing to
Boulder?
rise. I see Maggie in Boulder a lot. She's completely lovely, and has like the coolest hair in the pack.
Oh yeah. Edna Kiplagat, though, don't sleep on her.
My girl.
She's behind. She's toward the back of the pack.
Oh, you mean Edna at the back of the pack, running super smart and not playing into any silly yo-yo games, and will come storming back to be in the top 3?
Whoa! Apparently, all right. Let's keep an eye on that. Apparently, a bike nearly just took out Connor Mintz.
Oh my God!
What are we doing out there?
Was it new? Was it last year in the Abbott 5K where
And someone
a
popped
garbage
confetti?
truck almost
Yeah.
hit the
Yeah,
runners?
yeah, almost, yeah.
Wait,
The
someone
men's race.
Yeah,
popped confetti on the lead men.
Okay.
that's fine.
Unnecessary.
I mean, a confetti pop is better than
Smoke.
getting hit by a bike.
But also,
just
like,
don't.
I don't know. Maybe even the popping sound might alarm these guys.
Yeah, maybe Elkanah Kabadu
Oh,
served.
but Kipchumba's smiling about it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was like someone's like firing a confetti gun at them. I think it's more just like there's confetti.
The way you were gonna go with that, I'm glad you put
Seemed like there's a confetti. It seemed like an appropriate confetti.
Head of HR over here.
Yeah. As head of HR, it was completely fine. This is the New York Marathon. It's a party. You don't want a little
best
confetti.
day.
And just like that, Rory Linkletter's back in the front.
What is happening?
Where did he come from?
I was over here like, it's going to be fast. You won't see a white guy in the front again. And just like that, Rory Linkletter's back.
With CJ Albertson.
Yeah. And just like that, we got 2 white guys in the front.
Do you think Rory's going to go into the best North American posts after this?
Rory Linkletter
He's
loves
big on best North American.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You don't hear a lot of people say that.
No, I think it's
Only
actually just him.
Canadians.
Yeah.
I actually like that. It's kind of cool that he's says
like,
top
he's-
North
yeah.
American. You might as well just keep saying because no one else does. It might
It's
just
a
be
one-sided beef.
Just
Yeah,
be
it's
your
usually
thing.
everyone's like, who's going to be the top American? And then
Yeah.
like the posts afterwards, he's like, top North American.
Yeah.
It me.
It may.
Okay. This looks like the women are getting a little bit more serious. They're stringing out a bit with Helen going to the front.
25K splits coming up.
Sheila Chepkarui appears to be inserting a bit of pace at 25K. They just passed that. Vivian Chariot's moving up. She's
it's a bottle
It's a bottle station. It gets
like-
me every time.
25K splits. for the
25K
women.
splits are up, and this
It's
is
like, is
in
this
the
a
middle of the
move or
bridge.
is a water station coming up?
Yeah,
That's the new game.
that could be a good drinking
Yeah.
game if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
watching along with your coffee or mimosas,
Or your
whatever you
Olipop,
choose,
yeah.
or your Olipop.
Sheila Chepkarui, first one across the mat, and this is a pack of. Oh, they
This-
have dropped a couple
yeah.
people now, so now it's about 16 women, with Edna being the last one latching on. Des just a hair behind, 3 seconds behind that pack, which is nothing on that
It
bridge.
appears we've lost
Yeah, who'd we lose?
Dababa.
And
we
Jenny.
lost to Baba?
And
We lost
Jenny.
Tarunish Dabab and Jenny Simpson.
We lost some
lost
world
the
medals.
speed- we lost the track speedsters.
They're like, we got to get rid of these girls because they're
that's
going to
how
outkick
many
us.
world and Olympic medals.
They lost a lot of
think-
hardware right
I
there.
think Dababa is like 20 something and Jenny's 4.
Wow, 24 medals right there.
Tarunish Dababa is 16-time world champion. Can we think about that for a minute?
Yeah, that doesn't
You
even
don't
really
want
make
her
that
breathing
doesn't
down your
make
neck
sense.
the last few
Yeah.
miles. No.
So that lead pack consists of Sheila Chepkarui, Dara Dita, Simberi Teferi, Sharon Laketti, Hellen Obiri, Dakota Pope Payne,
16-time world medals. Is that the most
Vivian
medals in history?
Chariot.
Which track athlete has
He's
the
on the
most
Can we get the
medals?
stats?
Like 16.
Can we get the stats,
It's
please?
insane, yeah.
Allison,
that's a-
Felix with relays.
Okay, but
This
I was
is like a
thinking more
Michael
like
Phelps
distance,
stat.
like distance.
Yeah, relays
Who
don't
had,
count.
like-
Individual medals.
Bekele? Well,
For
also
females.
because with Dababa you count world cross, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Bekele might have as many.
Stats department.
Stats department, get on that.
What is going to happen if Dara Dita and Tamirat Tola win.
I want to add after party details for tonight.
Oh, 100%. Like, are they gonna
That
build
is-
a town?
I want to know how you file taxes in Ethiopia because that is
It is
$200,000 heading into
rolling in.
your household income.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they Tamirat Tola won New York
Last year?
Last year, and then they had 1,000-person wedding.
Really?
Yes.
Were you invited?
No.
Wow, you didn't make the cut with
I
the
didn't make the
1,000-person wedding. He must hate you.
Yeah. You're a total.
Because I got the invite and just said I couldn't make it.
Yeah. You declined. They're like, she doesn't make it. She doesn't make the
yeah.
cut. 1,000? No.
All right, so now they are coming off of the bridge. Everyone's still bunched up, but this is a sharp turn. You got the little hay bales there.
Do they always have hay there?
Okay, on the
men's side.
let's just look at CJ.
CJ Albertson.
We knew this was inevitable. He's got to do it.
All right.
The
Dakota
Africans never
Pope-Payne
respect when
gloves
white guys in the
coming
that
off?
move like
No.
Or
that.
she was just adjusting them. Okay.
Fabian Schlumpf is just drilling it.
CJ might not be the best marathoner in the world, but he actually might be the best at running a lot of marathons close to each other in the world.
There
Like,
is
yeah.
like his
He actually
legs.
might just be that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, no, completely. Like that's like his legs have to be so hardened to be able to handle that. It is incredible. Like that's another sport.
When he's all done, I want him to donate his legs to science.
He ran-
Yes.
so we
Yeah.
can
Was it
study.
last-
We're already talking about organ donating.
Last year he ran CIM and the I don't know, the Tijuana.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
to Mexico
He
City.
ran
yeah,
211 and then 210
Yeah, in a week.
in 6 days.
They called him El
Yeah.
Diablo in Mexico City on the call.
Really?
Actually?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
did.
El Diablo Blanco.
Yeah, I think that's what
Devil?
it was. The White Devil.
Wow.
I think that was the drink you ordered last night.
I got a charred Diablo. Yeah, it was a smoky Mexican drink.
So Fabiana up in the front, everyone's like, let's let her block the wind a little
Yeah.
bit.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
we got this
they've
loud
it,
meter.
yeah.
Down First Avenue. You
that-
know
oh,
that's
Thunder Alley.
Ear piercing decibels over there.
if you have a baby on First Avenue right now, you better hope that
Get
their
that
ears are
baby
covered.
out of there. It's too loud. Yeah. I'm begging you, get your baby out of First Avenue. Your eardrums are going to shatter.
Okay, CJ Albertson is making the gap larger and larger. He's
They have no respect
They
for
have
him.
no-
They have no respect.
They have no
I'm telling you,
respect.
it's
If
the
CJ
Africans
Albertson
do not
wins the New
respect
York
a
City
white person
Marathon.
in the front, they don't respect that move. They go, this guy's not going to run away from us. We'll easily bridge and close it.
Yeah, everyone's kind of saying that Yuki Kawuchi would be the other guy. Most marathons, like most quality marathons in a year.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. All right, but then best American would be
North American.
North American.
To
would
do a bunch of marathons close.
To do a bunch of marathons close.
be- Eric's just on his fourth lollipop of the morning, slurring his words.
Slurring.
You're just like making up new world titles for people.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Vivian Chariot back there. She's so petite.
She's so small.
Yeah.
But then Fabiana right in front of her.
Yeah.
Hellen Obiri is just stalking with her laceless shoes. We don't have enough super shoes that have Velcro, right?
I'd say we have none, right?
Yeah, none. No one's gone the Velcro route yet.
Did you just come up with something incredible?
Hoka, get on it. Velcro super shoes.
I love what Sharon's been doing, which is absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
Except
nothing.
Sitting in
Chilling.
the middle of the pack.
Chilling.
Drama free.
Someone says I respect Vaughn's glove game. Look good, race good.
Aura points matter. Oh, CJ.
CJ got
Yeah, CJ's
Eaten up.
done. Yeah.
Yeah,
good night.
swallowed.
But now this is the first time you've seen Tola
Tola.
in the front. Okay, so
it's real.
now is when you won't see another white guy in the front ever again.
Now it's getting real.
Now it's done.
Jeffrey looks good. Joffrey. Again, I'll say it until I die. Anyone who wins World Cross is a terrifying individual. That is the hardest race in the world. And if he's
This is you on your deathbed.
This is me on my deathbed. Like, grandkids.
Yeah, they're like, do you
The
love me or not?
hardest
I'm telling
race
you
in the
once again,
world is-
anyone who wins World Cross is
I
scary.
am begging you.
Don't let anyone
Yeah,
who won
Grandma,
World
we
Cross
get it.
walk through that door right now.
Grandma, you can die now. You've lived a good life. They're scary. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on them. What? Oh my God.
All right, Tamirat Tola is just lurking right now. All right, halfway split coming up for the men as they charge up the Pulaski Bridge.
It's not the Roman Polanski Bridge, right? We're
No,
not-
no.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's not right.
All right, so up in the front, that is Adisu Gobena, 65-33. Joffrey Camor. There's Tamirat Tola.
So they're getting. So it's. Did you say they're at the halfway at 205?
105, so that is 210.
Yeah. So they picked it up a lot.
Yeah, 211.06 is their projected pace. So they're 443. It's just not okay.
She's like, I don't want to be the person like who says this every year until they die. I gotta change this up.
All right, the men's lead pack is about 14 guys. If CJ's the cutoff, 15.
Connor and Clayton.
Connor and Clayton
looks
are
like,
in it.
Is Clayton's
holding
back a
on.
bit?
Yeah, Clayton's got to hold on right here. So that lead pack consists of Gobena, Camor, Tola, Career, Evans Jabet, Bashir Abdi, Wesley Kiptu, Abel Kipchumba, Abdi Nagaya, Connor Mans, Tashome McConan, someone we haven't even brought up. He might be the top American there too.
Yeah.
He signed with On right before the U.S. Olympic trials. He's got a 59-minute or 58-minute half marathon personal best, previously from when he ran with for Ethiopia. Johnny Meller from Team GB is up there as well, and then Clayton Young would be the last guy.
It would be nice to have mile splits because it's like, okay, what did these guys just run for the mile to break it open like that?
That was a decisive move.
I mean, to be if you're got Clayton holding on, what was that split?
That was a squeeze.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Bashir Abdi, speaking of people that are just sitting and doing nothing. I haven't physically laid eyes on him yet.
This is a little weird in the results, but I figured Wesley Kiptu's listed with an American flag. But I'm pretty sure he still represents Kenya.
Yeah, I
that
don't
might just
think-
be an error.
Well, we were talking to his coach yesterday. I think he said he should be getting citizenship next year.
Really?
trying
Wesley
to get
Kiptu?
citizenship in the next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I don't think
I'm
he's got
excited
it.
about
I
that.
don't think he's got it right now because he's got a wife and kids who do have citizenship, and so instead of officially running for Kenya, he wants to go through the application process next year.
Great reporting here by Eric Jenkins. Now get this guy the journalism award
Oh
next year.
This feels good.
Sarah Vaughn making a
Yeah.
move.
Capital J in Jenkins.
yeah.
Sarah Vaughn right now just charging up First Avenue. This is her redemption race. Like, she was under the weather at the Chicago Marathon, masked up at the press conference, and race didn't go well for her. So she was like, you know what? I need to recycle this fitness, and New York City Marathon gave her a bib. So here she is. All right, the lead pack of men have maybe slowed down a little bit because everyone's bunched up now once
is
again.
awesome.
So Frank Lara has rejoined the men's lead pack. Rory Linkletter in there as well, CJ Albertson. So while we weren't ready to say goodbye to some of those guys, and actually, Eric,
Connor
it
back
looks
to the
like
front.
Clayton and Connor
there
might
we
be up in the
go.
front. So you're
Let's
projecting.
Let's go. We got some white people in the front. That's huge. I did not see that coming.
And let's go to the women. Here's little Vivian Chariot.
Wow.
Appears to be really putting the hammer down. She's
And right-
resurging.
but look
and
who's right behind her.
Hellen Obiri. This is a real move. Once you see the major players coming through, and who's right behind Helen is Sharon. This is a big move. You can kind of see the women's pack get a little bit of a squeeze here.
What mile are they on?
This is something closing in on 17, I believe.
So did they already pass the really big hill?
Women are at 17.6, so they're going to come up on 18, which is around 91st Street right now. I could probably tell which one that is. No, women's splits
They're
right
coming
now.
up on 18.
They're going to come up on the
40
30K.
blocks.
Yep. The men have hit 14 miles.
This is a serious pace. You see a lot of the women checking their watches, thinking, what is going on here? If you're just tuning in with us, we're watching uninterrupted feeds on the TCS New York City Marathon app. We have the women's feed and the men's feed going. That's why we're looking at so many different screens here. But really, a big attack is happening in the women's race right now.
So from the CITIUS Mag Stats and Research Department, CJ is going for the New York City Chicago double. In the past, we saw someone like Bekele do New York and Berlin. So who might have the better average? Bekele will beat CJ on average finish with his 21 New York City Berlin double, where he was 6th and 3rd, but his average time was 2:09.49. If CJ runs 2:11.21 or faster today, he'll beat that. So impressive.
Same distance between the races? Days? Wise?
No, actually, CJ's a shorter time span.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Look at the women's field. We have lost a lot of runners here. It looks like...
Yeah, I think we might be down to like 10?
the last
8?
American remaining in this pack is Sarah Vaughan.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Propane's gone?
Propane, yeah.
Blew up?
Propane's back. No, we've got
Propane's back?
No, she's back off of the main pack. No, we've got this move by Vivian Chariot just splintered the entire women's field. There's
We look
There's only
ridiculous
10 women
looking at
left.
these phones.
Well,
yeah.
They're like, guys, get off your phone. Go out there in the world.
Sinberry Teferi is taking the lead in the women's race.
How many did you say?
10.
10. Okay. Look at that. Hellen Obiri and Vivian Chariot back at it like it's 2012.
Fix the arm sleeves.
It is so cool to see just like how Hellen Obiri has just developed as a marathoner. Like two years ago when she made her debut here, around this point is sort of like where the epic crash started to kind of happen for her. She struggled with fueling issues, and now, like, she's dialed in and nailed every little element of what it takes to be a really good marathoner. Yeah, you're right. Sarah Vaughan, only one up there.
That's,
For the top
that's
American.
awesome. We hadn't really talked about her a whole lot. Certainly didn't think that she was necessarily going to be a top American woman, but
Chris and I were talking about what is the LeBron James, Bronny James version of the running world.
Yes.
And the closest thing
Serendipity!
the closest thing that we could come up with was Sarah and her daughter, who actually raced each other last year in an 800, right? Or
Yes,
this year in an
yeah,
800.
in Boulder.
In Boulder.
Yeah.
That's cool.
who won the 8?
I think Kiki won.
I think Kiki
yeah,
won.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, YouTube chat, if you can come up with another better combination. I think that's it. It's Sarah Vaughan with her daughter racing at the same exact time.
This is Sarah's second daughter, Kalia, is racing at the Colorado State meet, or raced yesterday at the Colorado
Wow.
State meet. And this is the first time that Sarah's had to miss one of her daughter's races and is like totally torn up about it.
Folks, we have a big move on the men's side. And once again, Eric, you were wrong. It's Frank
Frank
Lara
Lara.
just
Oh my goodness.
just
I'm glad I talked about him earlier.
charging up
He
the
looks
Queensboro
incredible.
Bridge,
Look
saying
at his efficiency.
this is a full send right
This
now.
is it.
Just going for it.
I
This is why the
love
people
it.
love Frank. Look at him. He's going to the arms. Someone tell this guy there's 10 more miles after
How
this
big
point.
would you say that gap is?
That looks
It's hard
like
to tell from this angle, but
30
yeah,
meters.
30 meters, 40 meters.
Well, there is a water station on the bridge, so maybe there's a water
Is
station.
this a water? Yeah.
Yeah, he's really thirsty.
Really thirsty, man. And he was all the way in the back of that pack. So we're down to 10 on the women's side, but
You can
I'm
see
not
Jess McLean and Edna Kippelgott running
Kellen Taylor,
together,
too.
and Kellen Taylor just off the back, keeping them in sight. If they let off the pace at all, those 3 women will join back in.
You know how sometimes in the track scoreboards at like Hayward Field, we get the useless stats of like how the distance between behind people, especially in a track race sometimes. Like this is honestly like where we need it. Like what is the distance between Frank and Joffrey Camour right now in the lead pack?
We need Peloton in the chase.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need those Tour de France stats.
How have they figured that out? Like, what, 50 years ago, they had guys on motorcycles with the plus
incredible.
130?
No, it's
you know?
incredible. It's
And then
incredible.
we just can't do it
They've
out
got
here.
helicopters. They've got a whole situation. We just need to hire that team for a little bit of pizzazz. This is a great looking pack.
Oh, so there's I think that's the Grand Marshal vehicle that Gabby Thomas is riding in today. So she just parades around and waves to people.
Uh-oh, they're catching Frank.
Frank's moment of glory might be coming to an end pretty soon. I hope he hangs on through for the duration of the bridge. All right, right now we're rooting for Frank to make it to the end of the bridge. And
Frank the tank.
it's not looking like he's
hold on,
gonna
How much
Maybe,
bridge
hold
does
on.
he have left? Can you tell from where they're at?
they're coming now. They're coming down.
on.
He didn't
There's like
get-
a
he didn't
hotel
get
that
it.
I usually use as my cue on the left side, where I'm like, okay, that's the halfway point. Oh, come on, Frank!
Come on, Frank.
Come on, Frank! Make it to the end of the bridge. Nope, Tamirat Tola is right there. Oh, poor Frank. Make it to the end. Yeah, Galen saying that Tola being in there, this is a really good sign. 2 years ago, this is where Evans Chibet made his big move. And when I spoke to Evans 3 days ago, I said to him, I was like, do you think that the same tactics that you employed in 2022 could possibly work against someone like Tamirat Tola? And he said straight up, no. I think I'm going to have to come up with a different race plan.
I love that.
Is Evan still up there?
Yeah. I think he's right on Tola's heels.
Wesley Kiptoo looking good
Yeah,
too.
Wesley right
looks
there,
great.
looking great.
Come on, Frank. He's got it.
If Wesley Kiptoo wins this thing, I hope he doesn't stop at the finish line and just comes and runs straight to the CITIUS Cafe.
Just says, I told you so, Chris.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like he's pissed.
Because, I mean, we'd have to clip that one little part where he's like, I think I could win. And I was like, the New York City Marathon. All right, Clayton's back in it. Connor looks composed.
Albert Career's getting some phone notifications on his watch.
He's like, you see that good Alex Predome tweet? Really, really funny.
Yeah.
Everyone's in it. Oh, come on, Frank. One last little surge to just take the bridge.
Come on, Frank.
It is wildly difficult to consume this fully as we are. We have a TV going. We have
How many
3
screens can you count?
screens going.
Plus a laptop with the live tracker. But that's what we're here for, guys. We want to make this easy for you. Give you every little bit of information. No commercials. Bashir Abdi is hiding in the back of this pack right now. To show me McConan, I could see him right in front of Connor Mance.
Is CJ still up there?
CJ's there. I think 30K splits have just come in for the women, and it's Sheila Chepkoury, Hellen Obiri, Simberi Teferi, Dara Dita, Vivian Chariot, Sarah Vaughn, Fabienne Schlumpf, and Sharon Lucchetti and Lily Patridge, Eunice Chumba. That is your lead pack of 10, and then 6 seconds back is Edna Kiplagat, Jess McLean, Kellen Taylor. 2 seconds back of that is Dakota Popane.
And Maggie Montoya.
I don't think
This is good.
that's not an insurmountable gap,
No. Nope.
especially with just how crazy Fifth Avenue can get. So
Wesley got his bottle.
Wesley got his
Wesley
bottle.
got his bottle. He's fueled.
It's actually, there's an Olipop in there. CJ 7 seconds back is what they're saying. Tuesday's election night, so everyone make sure to go out and vote. I was just reminded by just the number of screens that we have in front of us right now that I was like, this feels like we need a big board here and just like call different boroughs. Brooklyn to Wesley Kiptoo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Kiptoo just won Brooklyn.
It's over.
Big downhill move here by
Evans
Chibet.
Chibet. Evans is back, baby. This is what he did 2022. Who's
I'm gonna
covering
say
the move?
That femur is looking pretty good
Yeah,
right now.
femur's looking strong.
I mean, if he's feeling good enough to make the move on the downhill, that's high impact on the femur. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good sign. He's feeling good.
Never forget.
I mean, you
Evans
might.
Chibet retweeted my like meme video that I made of him just
Oh,
before the Boston
this
start
turn
line.
is so brutal.
That's definitely
It's a
like the
gnarly
roughest turn.
and here's Jeffrey Kimura.
Jeffrey
He
Kimura
can
covering the
handle
move, too.
turns.
Tamirat
looks
Tola is a
good.
little bit behind.
This looks
This is
good.
going to even out, I think, on First Avenue a little bit. Ooh, wow.
They're
They're
running
really
reckless.
taking
I
these
think they're
turns,
going
yeah.
for it.
There's
I
a-
think they're trying to get away.
They just passed that diner. Diners are kind of dying in New York City. You hate to see it. I'm a big diner
I
guy.
didn't see that. Yeah.
No.
All right, so this is a move. Clayton Young dropped. Who else is in this? Connor's trying to cover it. He's trying to go with Abdi Nagaya
Yeah.
to close the gap. Tamirat Tola is at the tail end of this crew.
Looks like Evans is chatting with these guys. They're trying to get something organized.
So it's right behind them in the blue.
On. It looks like an on
No,
kit?
I
No.
think it's a Nike kit.
Gobina?
Honestly, it looks like
Oh
our
no,
old
that's
OTC kits.
that's
It
Adisu
does, yeah.
Gobena,
Gobena, yeah.
who doesn't for some reason have like the latest Elite Pro kit.
Wesley
Oh,
Kiptoo
Wesley
is
Kiptoo
covering
right
the
there.
move.
Come on, Wesley.
Let's go.
All right, Connor's still there. They're all right.
Yep.
We need a sound report. What are the decibels at
Yeah.
now that the men
and
are
Thunder
passing?
Alley.
Have the children been evacuated?
Are they still there?
Gonna slow it back down again.
So yeah, now Tola up to the front.
I mean, I do love these little digs that they're throwing in because they're certainly clearing some people out, but I just kind of want to see a big move and I want to see it be successful.
This is really like a Tour de France stage.
It is.
Like the
Yeah.
fake
Fake
surges.
attacks.
Yeah, fake
Yeah.
attacks.
I want to see Connor get back up to this lead group and start
Yeah.
to.
This is
It
he's
looks
got
like
to
he's
crest.
trying.
in no man's land at this
No.
point.
This is awesome. They're all just testing each other's fitness out. They're
Yeah.
seeing who's committed, who's feeling good right now with second half of the race coming.
All right, really cool stat that just came in from the CITIUS Mag Stats and Research Department. Up in this front pack, it's the 2017, 2019, 2021, 2022, and 2023 New York City Marathon champions all in that lead pack right there.
Oh
That's a
my
good stat.
gosh.
And Wesley Kiptoo, who's going to be the 2024 champion. Tamirat Tola, man. They're right across the street from Mount Sinai Hospital.
I'm glad to see Cam Warrer up there.
Me too.
I'd
He
love to see him win.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
And this is the 7th time we've seen this
The
commercial.
women look like they're kind of running a little bit more now. We got Hellen
Yep.
Obiri
Oh,
taking
here
the
comes
lead.
Hellen.
20-mile split here.
Hellen getting a 20-mile split. Hellen Obiri, 152. And right with her is Sinberi Teferi, Deradita, Sharon Lochetti, Sarah Vaughn hanging in there. That puts them at a projected finish of 2:27.11. The winning time last year by Hellen Obiri was 2:27.23, so just
Wow.
a tad faster.
I cannot believe we are not going to see a course record today.
Liar.
And now we've got Tola. First time in the front.
Tamirat Tola, the Olympic champion, the reigning New York City Marathon champion, bringing it. And someone developing the app must have been listening to our show because they've officially changed Wesley Kiptoo's flag to Kenya in the middle of the live results.
Oh, this is getting so exciting.
Albert can hurt. Career.
Yeah.
Albert
God, that guy
Career
can hurt.
is a guy. He's run 2:04, I think is his PR. But he loves this course. His arm carriage is so funny to me.
Oh, he's just got the lowest knee drive.
Yeah.
It's
Heel
like a little
kick.
Garrett Heath-esque.
Evans Chibet looks a lot better than I thought he was going to. I'm not going to lie.
Albert Career with a little spit up. Oh, look, it's Ilona Mar. She's at the
Vivian
finish
Chariot
line.
making another move,
Oh, wow.
injecting pace. She just got about a 5-meter gap on the whole field.
Wow.
Big move, and it looks like it's just
They're
getting
in. Yep. They're in.
bigger and bigger.
Yep. So this is Western Beef supermarket, and I always remember like this is a really tough part of the course. You're making all these turns because you're getting ready to go into the Bronx. One time, in my first ever New York City Marathon, I had to pull over on the side there and really massage out my leg. I was cramping up real bad. I actually strained my quad. Then I had to run
no.
walk the rest of the way. So this is a really good bar to make a move.
Not really cramp, just strain.
It was a strain.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
You're like,
That was
yeah, I know exactly what Vivian's going through right now.
Yeah.
This is what led to a 5-hour marathon for me. She knew. She's like, this is where Chris died once.
If I remember correctly.
She's like, this is Western Beef. This is where Chris strained his quad. And he thought he was trying to massage it out, but it was actually a strain, I think.
All right, and now they are gonna come up on. They're in the Bronx.
That's another decisive move. It looks like the women's race is really broken open now.
There's a crazy cool cheer zone right here. The Boogie Down Bronx runners. So loud. This is the first underpass is the second underpass where they're just like going nuts.
Come on, Wesley.
Vivian Chariot going for it.
It looks. I don't see Sharon.
Ooh.
It looks like she's narrowed it down to Sheila Chepkarui. It looks like Hellen Obiri. I can't see
Vivian Chariot.
There's Sharon.
There's Sharon's-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
back there.
Yeah, she's the
she's
first
gapped. Yeah.
So Vivian Chariot did not run a marathon from 2019 up until she ran Valencia in 2019 and then didn't run another marathon, obviously to take time for her family. And then she came back and finished third in Paris this year, 2:21. Her PR is 2:18:31 from her victory at the 2018 London Marathon. 6-time world champion, 2 Olympic silvers, 4 world championship silvers, an Olympic bronze medal in the 10K in 2012. Legend. Good to see her back.
Great to see her back.
So this is a pack of 6. 6 men is what we're down to. Evan Chibet, Tamirat Tola, Joffrey Camora, Albert Career, Abdi Nagaya, Wesley Kiptoo.
So Bashir's out.
Bashir's out.
Or Bashir's not in this lead pack.
Unless I can't see him.
I really like how Camora looks. He looks
great.
Really good. Tola obviously looks great.
Down to 5 in the women.
You know, Courier on the right. I'm not crazy about his stride. Like if I could choose a stride there,
Yeah.
it's not going to be Courier's.
What don't you like about it?
It's the arms are too high up. He doesn't look very comfortable.
A little shuffly.
There's a bit of
I
a
don't
shuffle.
think that he ever looks comfortable, though.
Hey, folks.
That's
Oh
just
yeah,
how he
no,
looks.
like
If you look really closely, I think Connor Mance is about to try and close this gap. No? You don't think so?
I mean, he's in such a tough spot.
I think
It's
he
like,
is. You know he's getting the
Do you-
crowd yelling at him.
Is there a chance that Vivian did that to get Helen to lead?
I mean, it's a good time now. 10K to go. This is where...
You basically feign a move to get one of the other favorites
Yeah.
to take the lead from
I
you.
love that.
What did Sharon tell us? Did she prefer that the move would be with 10K to go or 5K to go?
I think she was hoping that it was going to be a little bit earlier than last year.
Yeah. Which last year was 5K to go.
Yeah,
Helen's
chatting.
selling something to Sinberry Teferi, I think.
And watch out for my elbows. It's my space.
She's like, you catch
I'm
one of
starting
these,
to swing, baby
it'll
girl.
be knock the wind out of you. Chariot is 41 years old, world junior cross country champion in 2000, 24 years ago.
man, Wesley looks good.
Wesley looks.
Looks really
Looks
good.
really good.
Dana Giordano crossed the half marathon point in 1:23:50. Oh, wow.
Let's go.
She's on a hot pace.
I'm getting stressed out.
I think like if you're watching on ESPN, you're going to be frustrated when they come back, and both of these races have just been like the big moves have been made as per tradition with just a lot of these TV broadcasts. Sometimes you just come back and there's a whole nother race on hand.
And then the women are going to finish, and then they won't show the men for the most important 8 minutes.
All right, so we're down to 5 women in the women's lead pack. Men are about 6 or 7. It looks like to me. I think it's 6.
Do we know, like, what was the last 5K for the men? Like, what is...
Good question. So they're in just a second, we're going to get their 30K split. But they hit 25K in 1:17, so you'll have to do the math.
Okay.
You do the math.
Yeah. I'm sorry for asking.
Women are coming up on 32K, coming up on 10K to go for the women.
The women 32K, 152. Hellen Obiri was that split. They're at 21.5.
This
They're about
looks
to
like
hit
the
35K.
fastest. This is, I mean, clearly the fastest of the day.
Let's see.
Sarah Vaughn is still just cranking as the top American woman. She's 19 seconds ahead
Okay.
of the second American woman in Jess
it
McLean.
Jess?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Look at the intensity on Helen's face. She goes right all the way up with those arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sharon's not in it.
Yeah, big gap.
Okay, all
behind
right,
that lead pack.
35K split. It is a pack of 5 women. Sheila Chepgarui, Hellen Obiri, Samberi
Wow.
Teferi, Vivian Chariot, Eunice Chimba. 201.24 was the split.
Now they're running 5:13s.
5:13s.
That's a big move that Vivian Chariot threw down.
So that puts them at 226.20 projected finish.
That's an overall pace.
I believe so.
So they're running fast.
They're running fast.
faster than 5:13s. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. They're at 5:13. No, they're at 5:13 pace right now. The average pace for the whole entire thing, Mac, is 5:35. So, yeah, they've gone from this race started off at 5:54 pace, and it's been a nice progression. Well, yeah, sort of a progression run. The last 3 5Ks have been 5:26, 5:32, 5:13 now.
They're running now.
Sarah
There's
Vaughn
Sarah
is in
Vaughn.
no woman's land right now.
Top
And I think
American.
that's Sharon right behind her, if I can judge from
Sarah's
that stride.
having a great day, and she looks really strong. Let's go, Sarah.
Her PB is 223, so like being in a 226 race is pretty good for her right now. That's Harlem, Eric, my neighborhood. Yeah, I guess like if you're Sarah Vaughn, like you're all by yourself now, like you just gotta really hold on. Come Fifth Avenue, it can get tough there. They're gonna make the turn onto Fifth Avenue very soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
she's
really
having
big for
such a
Sarah.
good day. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say she had that breakout marathon at CIM.
CIM
was her
2
debut.
years ago.
Her debut,
Her
yeah.
debut,
Yeah.
and then like just I think has had a couple injuries like leading into some of her bigger planned marathons.
Had a
and just-
coaching change from her
coaching
husband to Alistair Craig and Amy Craig. Has done a few camps with them, but trains mostly by herself in Boulder.
Men's 30K split. The lead pack is Evan Strabet, Joffrey Cammore, Tamirat Tola, Albert Courier, Abdi Nagaya, Wesley Kiptu, and then 16 seconds back is Connor Mance.
Vivian Chariot is going to the front again. She is just
Clayton Young is 33
Pouring
seconds
on.
back. CJ Albertson 54 seconds back.
who's sorry.
Tashome's in there too. Tashome McConan is
Connor Mance,
34
South
seconds.
America.
Tashome McConan and Clayton Young are battling it out right now. Frank Lara running with CJ Albertson. You got Joshua and Aaron Potts running together. They just crossed the halfway point in 128. They're going for sub 3. All right, so Hellen hasn't really been the one pressing from the front yet. She's letting everyone else just kind of like take turns leading.
I mean, as long as she feels all right, it's
That's the way to do it.
in a great position to be. Like not doing the work, has unbelievable wheels. She's got, Sharon's not there, so it's like okay,
That heats off of her.
so, yeah, that's
Oh,
she's in a great spot.
big thing noted right now in the YouTube chat is that one thing to pay attention to in this men's lead pack is that we've got 6 guys up here. We need 2 of them to have a really rough last 10K and for Connor to finish 5th so that Connor can get the World Championship qualifying standard because this is a platinum level race.
Oh my
So
goodness.
instead of Connor having to go out and run 2:06 somewhere, he can just automatically get it if he finishes. He'll get some good points from this thing too if he wants to get in off of world ranking.
Do you see 2 guys
From
in this
this?
lead pack really dying? They all just look
They all have
strong.
excellent credentials. Abdi Nagay is maybe one of the more prone. I think I saw him like clutching at his side a little bit. So if there's a side stitch or something like that that really affects him. So Connor's only 16 seconds back. I don't know.
It looks
I think-
like
The only tricky part here is, and of course, like you notch a world championship standard for someone like Connor, like that'd be a really cool opportunity. But then you have to pass on a payday next fall.
exactly. Yeah, I don't see him doing world championships
know.
over a fall major. Okay, let's look at the women's race again. If you're watching with us on the TCS New York City Marathon app, we're seeing an uninterrupted coverage of the women's race. And Vivian Chariot again is making a move, but Sheila Chepkarui looks really, really good. And it seems like they're kind of getting down to 3 racers here. Like this could be the podium of Vivian, Sheila, and Hellen.
Evans Chibet in control right now with Tamirat Tola. This is the matchup that we wanted.
Yeah.
They're going into the Bronx right now. The Boogie Down Bronx.
My boy
Joffrey right
is
there.
looking good.
Albert Career. They're picking it up, actually.
That's
And
the
then
running
Abdi
form I want.
Nagaya as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Swaggy, Joffrey.
Yeah, so
Wesley's been dropped from this pack. So there's one.
Okay, well,
Wesley.
Well, he's dropped, but is he gonna get? Is
Is
he really
Con-
dropping? Like,
or yeah, can Connor reel him in?
yeah.
Yeah, this is big moves being made literally as we speak. Lead women's pack, as Aisha said, is down to 3. They just hit 23 miles.
I think Vivian's going through a little tough patch right now.
It's going to come down to Sheila Chepkarui, the fastest woman on paper, and Hellen Obiri, the defending champion. And Vivian's still in it, though.
I like that they're just tucking in on Sheila. It must be a little bit windy here.
On Fifth Avenue.
Single file in the women's race. This
This is the track runners,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
that's what they're used to. Line up single file. Sheila Chepkarui, I don't think has as much of a track background. Let me look her up. 20 miles for the men right now. And they picked it up to 440. Tamirat Tola, Evans Chibet, Joffrey Cammore, Abdi Nagaya, Albert Career. That's your top 5. Wesley Kiptoo now 11 seconds back, waiting to see what's the gap between Wesley and Connor Mance. Waiting. This is not a good sign.
I'm
Come
getting
on.
stressed.
I know. All right, there it is. 36
Yeah.
seconds back of the leader, so that means that there's a 25-second gap between Wesley Kiptoo and Connor Mance. Connor Mance, come on. 2 people is who he needs to catch.
He's still engaged. He just got a split.
He doesn't look. He looks pretty good. Like
Yeah. So impressive. Eric, I guess like share again what you think of just Connor's stride, like as a track guy. What stands out to you?
Well, you look at that stride and you wouldn't necessarily say like that's the ideal stride for the track.
He just always looks like he's in pain.
But he's just
Bouncing.
That's his. He still looks to me right now like he's got a lot of pop. His stride also he never has like a big form breakdown. Like he looks like that from start to finish. There's not like he looks good in the beginning and then any stride changes or stride breakdown, doesn't lean forward. That's just how he runs. Hopefully he can hang tough and maybe pick some of these guys that fall off this lead pack. But the guys in this lead pack are just
They're looking strong.
so good. And even if they do break off, I just don't think they're going to break enough to where Connor's going to be able to pick them off.
We've currently got 5,000 people watching live on Twitter and then another 1,000 people watching on YouTube. So thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching as we give you our commentary and analysis live from the CITIUS Cafe presented by Hoka. Big moves being made right now.
Checking in on the women, it's still single file between Sheila Chepkirui, Hellen Obiri sitting in second, Vivian Chariot sitting in third, and fourth place is gone. This is the podium. Also, Sarah Vaughn still cranking away in seventh place. She's overtaken Sharon Lokedi and Dara Dida. She's having an incredible day.
When I was talking about just like how they're lined up and it's a little reminiscent of the track, I messed up and I didn't think that Sheila Chepkirui had much of a track background. She's actually like world youth champion in the 1500 back in 2005.
Wow.
She's got a PB of 4:12 for 1500. She raced on the 5K through on the track.
Doesn't she have
up
a
until
5K medal?
2 years ago? No medal in the 5K. 14:54 PB.
Okay.
Eventually moved to the roads, but yeah, she's been racing on the track actually within the last 2 years. So
Wow.
my bad. 2:17 personal best from the Valencia Marathon in 2022. So she's looking around right now because she's like, all right,
Okay.
Hellen, come on.
The free ride is over.
They're entering the park now. This is where over the last couple of years, this is where the battle really begins. Oh, here comes Hellen. There goes
we
Hellen.
go. Here's the move.
That's the
Here's
move.
the move. Vivian's
Vivian
covering
going.
it. Just did this a little play move. This is a cycling move. That was a cycling attack.
Vivian was
Yeah.
just right,
You guys are looking at tangents wrong.
This is my favorite part of the park to do 400-meter repeats.
Sheila's just trying to get out of the lead. So she's
This
running wide
motorcycle
on
just
everything
zipping.
just to get out of the lead.
Oh, Matt James, half marathon split 137. It's going to be a tough attempt at sub 3.
Tough day.
Here you go. Hellen still pressing.
The last mile of this women's race is going to be bananas.
Yep. They're coming up on 24 miles
24.
soon. Sheila Chepkirui, fastest PB of the field. 33 years old. 6th place at the London Marathon this past April.
But, I mean, let's be real. You can't think you're going to outkick Hellen Obiri here.
No. Vivian, maybe.
Vivian, yeah.
That car is getting a little close. Oh. What is that? They finally interrupted our race on the app. Oh, no. Go back. What is happening? All right, 24 miles, 2 miles to go. Wow.
Vivian is really just tucking in these last few miles. She made that big move that cracked the entire women's field open, and now she's just either going through it or she's really conserving energy for a big finish.
I think what happened is that the women's lead vehicle that's doing the feed into the app has to go to the finish or something like that.
Oh, no.
So now we are
We're
glued
down.
to the ESPN feed, folks. If if you're following along with your 7 TVs just like us, we're watching the
looking
ESPN.
at
Start looking at the
yeah.
ESPN feed.
Oh,
We're back on the app. All right. Still, Hellen Obiri, Sheila Chepkurui, and Vivian Chariot.
Sheila looks good. Like Sheila
She
Chepkurui
does.
looks really good.
Oh, all right. Men's race. We've got an update. Tamirat Tola, the Olympic champion, appears to have been dropped.
Wow.
Evans
that's big.
Chibet doing his thing, trying to take back his crown from 2022. Didn't get the chance to defend his title last year.
That's a huge. I mean, that's huge. Tamirat's out.
Could Tamirat be one of the guys that
Abdi-
Connor catches?
Abdi
Nagaya.
Nagaya looks great.
Yeah.
Kamawar looks great.
Great.
Wow. Men's pack
Wow.
down to 3.
Big move.
Who's your horse in the men's pack right now, Eric?
Well, I said Chibet for the win, so I guess I'm going to stick with that.
My boring pick just got dropped.
Yeah, your sleeper pick got dropped. You look
My-
like an idiot.
My pick has we've never seen him.
Yeah. And then
I'm finally
but you
wrong.
did say you're really happy to see Joffrey back. So Joffrey's
Yes.
now your horse.
He's now my horse. Yeah.
that's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, as he's now one of the 3 guys in that.
It feels kind of sad to be wrong. I'm usually never wrong.
All right. A little bit of distance now. Like that's what, a step on Vivian Chariot.
Step matters at this point.
Yeah.
That is the difference between what is it? What did we say? It was $20,000? Man, it's really good to see Joffrey Kamawar back. They're about to get a here we go. 21K, 35K split, 146. They just picked it up to 437 per mile.
Jeez.
Tamirat Tola is 4 seconds back. Albert Career 8 seconds back. Come on. Now we're waiting to see, has Connor Mance caught
buddy.
Wesley Kiptoo?
Come on, Connor.
Maybe. Waiting. I want Wesley and Connor to catch Tola in Career. So we have
That would be so great.
the nice guy, top 5. Not saying that Tamirat Tola's not nice.
What? Come on.
Tola's not out of it. Max-
I mean, he's out of it in the sense, like, if he was feeling good, he wouldn't have let this gap go on you guys. So
All right.
having like a good day for him, he's having a really bad day.
The gap between Albert Career and Wesley Kiptoo from 5th and 6th
Wesley.
is 40 seconds.
Let's go, Wesley.
And now we're waiting to see how far back. Oh, Connor is less than 20 seconds back of Wesley Kiptoo. So,
He's sitting in.
and then behind that, actually, Clayton Young and Abel Kipchumba are now only 10 seconds back of Connor Mance. Can Clayton Young catch Connor Mance for top American?
Wait, how many seconds is Clayton off Connor?
10. 11.
He's catching him a little bit.
He is, yeah. I mean, he's catching him. I think he will. I'm just gonna say, I think he's gonna catch him.
The women
Maybe he
just
just lets Connor win again.
Yeah. I hope
24.9
not.
mile mark. That's the 40K split. 2K to go. Sheila Chepkurui, Hellen Obiri, Vivian Chariot only separated by 1 second. They're now down to 5:17 per mile. They are projected to finish in 2:25.21.
Oh, come on, Vivian. She's getting dropped a little bit. Come on, girl. Stay in there. I guess I'm rooting for Vivian.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen's coming. I think that's it for Vivian.
Yep,
They're
yep.
closing door shut. 1 mile to go. Wow.
Oh, what a battle. This looks like a big hill.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
turning
at this
into
point,
the,
any slight incline is
Who
is
put this
Mount
mountain
Everest.
here?
Yeah.
No, actually, there's a downhill coming up right here. So they just
Okay.
hit 25 miles. This is all going to be downhill. So I'm curious to see if Helen takes advantage of it, because then you're going to make a right turn and you're on Central Park South, which is all flat. So this is the place to really pick it up, because then the finish is a little bit uphill. Yeah, downhill
Wow.
right now. You could see it.
Yep. Sheila looks like the antagonist here.
Yeah, it's a weird role to play, right? Like,
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people are probably rooting for Hellen to win, to go back-to-back in Boston, back-to-back in New York. And on ESPN, they're throwing it to commercials. So a
Stop.
reminder to people, you can watch it uninterrupted on the TCS New York City Marathon app, and we will give you
my
some
God.
commentary. With
Cage-
less than a mile to go, guys.
Less than a
Women's
mile to go.
race.
All right, in the
Oh,
women's
actually,
race.
in the women's race, it's Hellen Obiri and Sheila Chepkarui. They're still going at it.
Sheila Chepkarui just seems to be really chipping away
Just
at
such
Hellen.
a bold commercial break.
Unbelievable. This is a very decisive moment. It looks like Hellen is hurting a bit.
No, I don't know.
It's gonna look like this, and then she's gonna
But
run
also,
like a 14-second
yeah,
lap.
I
Hellen
100.
knows. Hellen knows that you got. Oh, that's okay. So they just made the turn. This is Central Park South. They just passed the Plaza Hotel where
Sheila's
Home Alone
got a
2 was
step.
filmed.
Sheila's got a step on Hellen.
Sheila's got a step, but then you do have to make a right turn into the park. So Helen's got the rail.
I just think this is just the position for Helen to, like, she is going to kick. She's going to have a close. I think if Sheila wants to win, she's
She's gotta
needs
go
to start
now. Helen
putting
looking
some
back.
gaps on her. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
The men have slowed down a little bit. They're a little bit of gamesmanship here before they get into the park, right? Is that kind of what it looks like here?
The men are at
Evans
2022.
is looking around. He looks
the men
good.
are about to hit. They're in Harlem right now. They're about to hit Fifth Avenue. No, they're actually on Fifth Avenue right now.
Nothing has changed between Sheila and Hellen.
Oh, it looks like Helen's working harder
It
though.
really does.
But it's just
Wow.
hard to tell
It's
because
hard
she
to tell.
always
She
looks
looks
like
hard
that.
to tell.
five. It's hard.
Yeah. Head's kind of bobbing around. Those arms are swatting, but that could just be her picking up steam.
Oh, Mother Goose, we are in for a heck of a finish.
Mother Goose.
Sarah Vaughan, still top American. She is the latest person to cross the
At 40K.
25.2 mile.
Is she still in
timing
seventh?
mat.
No, it's,
Yes.
oh yeah,
Yep,
it's
yep.
projected for 226 finish for Sarah Vaughan.
Oh, my
men's
goodness.
race. During commercial, the men's
Oh,
race is now
wow.
down to 2.
Evans Chibet.
And Abdi Nagaya, they are dropping Joffrey Camor. And then over on the women's race,
Oh my! Like,
Sheila
there is a
Chepkarui
step.
has
Yeah.
a step on Hellen
Hellen
Obiri.
is now tucked behind Sheila Chepkarui. It's not side by side any longer. Hellen is tucked behind Sheila. What are we going to see here? What was that sign? How far to go?
That is,
was
I think,
6
800 meters to go.
Wow, are both favorites
Oh
gonna
my
fall into this year?
gosh.
This is huge.
Hellen seems to be really struggling.
Well, so actually, right now, it's looking like the two people with the fastest PBs on paper are in the lead in both of those races.
Wow.
Rare that ever happens in New York.
Look at Evans Chibet. God, he looks
Oh,
good.
here we go. I think this is it. As we are about to enter the park, this is where Hellen needs to really make the pass. Ooh, these turns are so sharp. Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
If I had pearls right now, I'd be
Yeah.
clutching them.
I was not expecting this. Hellen looks.
Oh, Helen.
I don't think
There's
Helen's
one more
got
hill.
it.
There's one more hill.
I think Sheila's got it.
I think
Yo,
Sheila's
Sheila's
got
opening
it.
up a
I think
little bit
Sheila's
more.
got it. They're following the blue line on
She's
the
got
ground.
it.
Oh,
It's going to be
my.
Sheila Chepkarui, it looks like, with 400 meters to go.
She's got it.
She's
I mean,
got it. She's got it.
She's got
She's
it.
Sheila
got it.
Chepkarui has been second before in Berlin.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. It's Sheila Chepkarui.
It's Sheila Chepkarui.
Wow. Sheila Chepkarui has broken Olympic bronze medalist Hellen Obiri in the park. We will have to wait another year for a woman to try and go back to back. Sheila Chepkarui is going to collect, barring any fall here in the last 200 meters, her first world marathon major victory. That's the 26-mile marker that she just passed. 200 meters to go. Going to the arms. She looks like the 1,500 runner that won her a youth title back in the day right now. Look at those arms. Great form. Closing hard.
What a race.
That
Yeah, absolutely.
epic
What
race.
a
And we still got the
race.
men's
Yeah.
race
I know,
going
man.
on.
They're looking at each other.
The
men's
men's,
side.
in the men's side, it's Evan Chibet and
Abdi Nagaya.
And Abdi Nagaya. It's weird. They're looking at each other and looking back a lot. I can't tell who feels good, who's like.
All right,
feels
there
bad.
it is. Sheila Chepkurui crosses the finish line, collects her first World Marathon major victory here in New York City. Let's check
Incredible.
what the time is. 2:24:35. They really picked it up at the
Yeah,
end.
they
That was
did.
5:03
That's
pace
incredible.
Wow.
at the end.
Wow. And she looks incredible through the finish.
Hellen Obiri, second place, 2:24:49.
Wow. Incredible race.
And we
She
have
did
Evans.
not show herself until the very end. Oh, yeah. Evans. Wait.
Hellen
No, you're
Obiri,
good.
second place here now. So 14 seconds is what Sheila put on her in the park. That is pretty gnarly.
Helen's so good. She's so
Helen's so
consistent.
good. Yeah.
Vivian Chariot holds on for third place, 2:25:21.
Yeah, Viv.
All right. Sarah Vaughn is looking like she's going to earn the top American honors as she rounds into the final stretch here.
Huge race for her.
Amazing.
Big race
So
for her.
huge. I just got goosebumps.
Man, we are not seeing the men's race right now on the TV broadcast, but if you're watching in the app, it's Abdi Nagaya keeps looking back as Evans Chibet is right next to him. But what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Tamirat Tola is back.
These guys gotta move.
Joffrey's gone.
So neither
Well,
one of
how
these
have you
guys wants
let-
to lead, so they're slowing down. And Tola,
Oh, here we go.
Tola's
Tola's
catching
coming.
up.
Storming
Tola
back.
is
Tola
coming.
Is absolutely coming. Smells
Tola's
blood
coming
in
with
the water.
less than 5K to go right now. Eunice Chumba finishes fourth on the women's side, 2:25.
Looks like here's a strong move from Abdi.
I think Abdi saw.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, is that Tamirat Tola coming on our shoulder?
We gotta go.
By God, is that Tamirat Tola's music?
Here's Sarah Vaughn. What an incredible
Wow.
day for Sarah Vaughn.
So good for Sarah Vaughn. Wow. I mean, this
Let's go,
looks like a
Sarah.
track race between these guys right now. It's Evan Chibet, Abdi Nagaya. They're just like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Huge
They're about
run
to
for
hit
Sarah.
24 miles.
This is career defining for Sarah Vaughn. What an incredible day to finally have your good day at a
I know,
major.
It's been she had her debut. And
She had a good Chicago
Good Chicago, right?
2 years ago.
This is a great New York.
Sixth place for her, 2:26:56.
Incredible.
What a run! Congrats.
Yeah.
This
big
is
congrats
our
to Sarah
Yeah.
Vaughn.
Yeah, she's
LeBron
smiling.
James and Bronny.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. Goosebumps. Way to go, Sarah. Incredible, incredible day.
All right, back to the men's race we got. They're passing a water station. No one's got the energy to just reach for a cup right now. They're sprinting.
Jess finishes second American. She's 8th overall, 2:27:19.
Wow.
Some
Happy
great
Great run
day.
from
Yeah,
her.
great run for Jess too.
Her first major.
Yeah, that's good.
8th in your first World
Okay.
Marathon major.
I think they put a little distance on Tamirat Tola right now. And this is the part where it's like a downhill coming out of the park.
check
So,
the femur. Check the femur.
yeah, have that femur hold up. I don't know. Tola's accelerating here.
It's clear they're still worried about Tamirat Tola. They keep
As they
looking at
should
him.
be. As they certainly should be.
Evans
Oh,
is
Evans
looking.
is moving really hard.
Oh, Kellen Taylor, 10th place.
Wow.
Kellen?
Kellen
There we go.
Taylor.
Sharon Luchetti was
Kellen Kennedy's
ninth.
ninth. Wow. Off of really abbreviated. Kellen Taylor had knee surgery this summer, and here she is
Jeez, yeah.
10th
Yeah, that's
in New
big.
York. That's huge.
The splits have Sheila Chepkurui's final mile at 4:59, apparently.
wow.
That's my goal in life.
You got to get that sub 5. You can do it, Chris.
All right, these guys are going right now. I think it's enough distance.
I think it's enough. Yeah, it's enough distance. Unbelievable amount of looking over the shoulder they're doing.
Looking like Ed Cheserek in a track race.
Yeah. Abdi looks really good. Love to see Evan Chibet hang on to this one.
Yes.
All right. These guys are. I think it's going to be Evans Chibet.
It looks like they're just biding their time. They're not attacking each other yet. They're just decimating the rest of the field.
Dez finishes 11th.
Wow.
That's
Des
big.
landed 11th.
229.32. Big gap between
Wow.
10th and 11th here.
That's incredible.
Good day for the American women.
Yeah, incredible day. How's it looking for the team score?
Yeah.
I think America won. No, actually, Kenya put the top 3?
Yep.
Yeah, all right, never mind. Kenya won.
Okay, never
Kenya's like,
mind.
hello?
Yeah. Ever heard of us?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people watching on both
Good
YouTube
run from
and Twitter.
Dez.
Great
Great
run from Des.
I wouldn't have thought
So many
that.
people are counting her out, but she's truly a legend in the sport, and she runs so smart. I was watching her on the tracker. She stayed back for a lot of the games. That's what she does best, is like run her race, and it really paid off today.
All right. Chibet versus Nagaya.
What's how much to go?
Less than a mile.
And we're seeing
No, a little over a mile.
this
20. They're at
ad again.
24.7, I think.
Yeah, they're about to come through the 40K split.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We can't have the split screen for all of the instrumental moments, but here we go.
Des got the most airtime in this whole entire marathon with
Yeah,
the number of
with
times
that
they've run this commercial.
commercial,
All right,
Now
it's Chibet
it
versus
feels
Nagaya
like
still.
there's another injection of pace here.
Then it's not going to be Tola's done. Like, not for the win. He'll probably finish third. They're coming up on 24.9 miles, 40K.
Don't love Evan Schmidt looking back right now.
Okay, so they 447 pace is what they're at right now.
Obvi's looking back.
Projected to finish in 207.48.
They had such this last half of the
The
race.
gap to
It's so
Tamirat
fast.
Tola. Tamirat Tola is 14 seconds back. That's
okay,
too much.
that's too much.
Albert Career 2 seconds back of Tamirat Tola.
Oh, wow.
Joffrey Kemmore, 5th place, 25 seconds back of all these guys.
We could see an exciting
Where's
race for
Wesley
third as well.
at?
Where's Wesley? Where's Connor? Where's Clayton?
Come on, boys.
Yeah, did
Clayton catch Connor?
catch him?
We're about to find out.
Who? I can't pick a man here.
Pick a man.
I can't.
I'm going Chibet.
I'm going Chavez. We said him at the beginning. Stick with your guy.
Chibet's just my favorite runner, I think,
Yeah.
in general. That guy's awesome.
Someone in the chat, thank you for this live stream, folks. Thanks, Hoka. Once again, yeah. None of this is
Shout
possible
out.
without our support from our great partners over at Hoka. 25-mile mark is what the men just crossed. Evans Chibet, Abdi Nagaya.
Abdi looks like he's getting a step.
Yeah, the moto's struggling with this feed right now. Keeps cutting to black like it's the finale of The Sopranos. Okay, they're about to... Yep, now they're about to make the turn onto Central Park South. They just passed Alana Levy, so that's a good sign that, like, Alana's going to finish.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait, that's Holly Clark.
How did you? How are you?
I
seeing
can tell the
that?
ponytail, yeah.
That is across the room and really tiny.
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh, man. This is...
It's a great race on the men's side.
Yeah, this is the difference between thousands and thousands of dollars. All right, they are on Central Park South.
Oh, come on, Evans. Look forward, man. Do not
Stop
look
looking
back.
back.
Come on, my guy. You're safe. Just race your man.
Abdi Nagaya has never won a major.
Evans is
This would
getting a
be big
little
for
bit
him.
more movement in his form. He's breaking down a little bit more, I think. Mm-hmm. His head's going side to side. You can see him kind of pronating a little bit more. Legs are a little dead.
Abdi looks good.
He does. He looks really good. Great stride.
Wow.
Did Clayton? What was the?
Yeah, where
Oh
are
yeah,
we?
Connor Mance is 6th right now.
Wow.
He's 1 minute and 25 seconds back of the leaders, and he's a minute behind Geoffrey Camore for 5th.
Clayton Young is 5 seconds behind Connor Mance.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
These guys are inseparable.
He's gonna get him.
You think?
You think they're going to cross
I think
the
Clayton's
finish
gonna get
line
him.
holding hands?
Well, they better not.
Yeah.
They can't do this every time, please. Well, he was 11 seconds back at the last update.
He's
Now he's
coming.
5. He's finishing.
I wonder if there's Clayton Young was asked by Let's Run before at the press conference whether he had any regrets about letting Connor win, and he's like, no. This is a chance to get your money back. Like if he beats the top American, there's actually a bigger bonus here than probably the prize money at the U.S. Olympic Marathon trials.
It's like what they expect him to say. Yeah.
Actually,
the biggest regret of my life, definitely.
I was meaning to put an addition on my house, and now I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, the old ball and chain's pretty pissed.
I like this camera that they've got on Connor Mance right
Yeah,
now
you
because
can see
it's
Clayton
like,
in the back.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at the watch. He's like, how much longer?
Hang on, man.
Connor's
he just
going
looks
to the
like
Jets.
he's suffering, but I guess he always looks like
He
that.
always looks like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Evans
yeah,
does
yeah,
look better.
yeah.
Evans looks better.
Yeah.
Abdi Nagay is going to put a step on him as they make the turn into the park toward the finish line. Abdi Nagaya
Oh.
from the Netherlands. I'm checking stats right now if any Dutchman has ever won this race, and it doesn't look to be the
The
case.
Flying Dutchman.
He's flying right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That looks
He's
like
gonna-
it's it.
The Abdi.
26-mile
Yeah.
mark.
And-
It's Abdi
Abdi.
Nagaya.
Evans is not fighting back.
I think he's trying, Aisha. I think he's trying.
He's been fighting for 26 miles, Aisha. All he's done is fight.
Abdi Nagaya, 400 meters to go. Shutting the door
Slamming it.
on 2022 champion Evans Chibet. Going to collect his first World Marathon
This-
Major victory.
Look at him. He does not look like he's just run 26 miles.
No.
He looks great.
He looks incredible.
Big redemption from the Paris Olympics for Abdi. Silver medalist at the 2021 Olympics. He won the Rotterdam Marathon this past April,
Guy likes to win.
and he crosses the finish line as your 2024 New York City Marathon champion in 2:07:39.
Nobody
Wow.
saw this coming.
He's his disbelief there. I actually have a podcast with Abdi Nagaya that I've never released, and I will release it on Monday.
Bring it out.
From my visit to Kenya, and he was there training. So
Incredible.
Why didn't you release it?
I think my calendar just got full. So now I'm going to release this. This is perfect.
That good.
It's actually, no, it's a very good. And what he told me, he follows CITIUS Mag. He's in our DMs constantly, likes all of our graphics.
Why weren't we talking about him earlier?
Yeah, I don't know.
What a win.
Big win.
Incredible.
Great win.
There's Tola. Tola ends up finishing 4th, actually.
Oh, wow.
Abdi Nagaya, first place, 2:07:39. Evans Chibet, 2:07:45. Albert Career, 2:08 flat for third place. Tamirat Tola, 2:08:12. Let's get the camera on Connor and Clayton right now. I think it'll be Wesley Kiptoo holding on to 5th place right now. Okay, there's Connor Mance. He's going to end up being top American. The little dot in the back is Clayton Young.
Jeffrey Camore was
Jeffrey
holding on
Camore,
for 5th.
5th place. Connor Mance, 6th place, 2:09 flat. 4:56 pace toward the end. But
Good run. I mean, for falling off like the pack and being able to hang as tough, like running the whole like last half on your own.
That's incredible
Running,
grit.
like,
Wow.
hung in there. Now it's
Look at that.
For Connor. It's like, how do you bridge the gap
Yeah.
to the top? How do you get into that top 5? How do you go from being the top American to like being in contention for podiums against the
This is
East
so
Africans?
painful to see it. That World Championship qualifying spot in the top 5 was 10 seconds. Ooh. Clayton Young, 209.21,
Incredible day
7th
for
place.
These two. Wow.
I mean, I think you can look at it, Eric, like the guys that are finishing in the top 3 all have 203, 204 PBs. I mean, this is a 207.39 race, but if you wanted to work it the other way, it's like you take Connor Mance to a Valencia.
Yeah.
What does he run there?
Yeah.
But it's like you got to be. I know that these guys ran 207.39, 207.45, but they're 203 guys.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Connor needs to become a 2-0. He needs to get into that range if he wants to be competing if he wants to be cracking top 5. And also it's like, he hung on. The guys who are top 5, they're going for the win and fading to top 5. They're not just settling for, trying to get top 5. Like Connor's got, but that just shows how the level of talent that the marathon's at right now. It's, he's got to become a 204 guy. It's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Incredibly hard
Have
to
you
do.
seen YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Oh man, I'm putting in the work. It's not just good. It's
It is interesting though. If we think about just a few years ago, there weren't top 6 was really good. I think we're seeing American men finally creeping toward how well the American women have been performing at the highest level. We're just lagging a little bit behind, but I think they're on their way. It's really difficult to expect somebody who's run 207, 208 to just all of the sudden be a 202 guy. It's going to take time. And also what's really cool is that they're young, right? Like we're not having people run their first marathon at age 28, 30. These are guys coming out of college giving it a crack, which I think really bodes well for them.
What is this, Evan Schmidt's 30th marathon?
Yeah, this was his 30th marathon.
Come on, Connor. We got to start. We
Yeah.
got to run some more marathons.
Just keep it going.
Callous those legs.
And it's like once Connor and Clay, like let's say these guys do bridge the gap and become 205 guys, it just brings the rest of Americans up there as well. Like everyone's gonna, once they become the standard, they run fast. The other Americans say, okay, those are now the guys to shoot for. If they can do it, we can do it. It's just gonna raise the whole scene if they're able to bridge that gap.
Wesley ended up finishing 16th to 11:58. I mean, major
like,
kudos to that guy.
it's
for
like-
going for it.
He went for it.
Yeah.
It's like you'd rather have a guy that goes for it and fades than a guy who just settles and is like leaves a little bit out there. Like Wesley was there, all the decisive moves, and just ran out of steam.
Kind of an estimate, I think, here is that Clayton Young has lost like a combined $75,000 to Connor Mance by a combined 12 seconds within the past year.
I don't think we should put that stat out. We don't want to harbor resentment.
I'm like, okay, yeah. I know you're a numbers guy, Chris, but let's.
Just back off that. Hey guys.
I actually don't know if the math is checked out. That is just a text that just got dropped in the CITIUS
His
group
wife
chat.
is listening to this and punches a hole in the wall.
Okay.
That's a
change
year.
of subject to CJ Albertson.
Oh yeah, ended up
Third
finishing.
American, 210, 57.
Let's say Wesley Kiptoo does, assuming he does get American status, that just, I mean,
It makes it very interesting because like he won't have to press as hard in the lead pack as a race like today when it comes to something like the 28 Olympic trials.
oh, for sure. It's just, but I mean, it's just like, that's like Wesley Kiptoo's a guy, like, watch a race like today and you bring him in peak fitness to a Valencia and you're like, this guy's got a bright future in the sport for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Thinking toward LA
Like what LA 28 is. I mean, it's going to be fascinating. Joe Klecker at that point will be a marathoner. Who else is on the track
Grant
right now?
Fisher? Question mark? You think
I don't
he'll
know.
be on-
No,
yeah.
I think
he
Grant
looks
will
too
stay.
good on the track
Woody
now.
Kincaid.
Woody Kincaid. That's a good shout.
Who
Woody
else?
Kincaid and Albert Career have similar form.
Yeah. Yeah. Woody's watching on YouTube, by the way.
A little bit of a waddle.
Yeah. So 6 Americans in the top 13 for the men's side.
6. That's a great stat.
Do you think if you're Clayton and Connor, do you break up like for the spring? Like does one
I
go to
think they
Tokyo,
should.
one to
I
goes
think they
to
should.
Boston?
I do. I totally think they should. It is powerful. I mean, we spoke to the training partners from the Hoka group yesterday. There is power in going and racing with your training partner, but also why not go explore yourself and not have those. Sometimes those ties are positive, but sometimes they can be an anchor. You know, maybe Clayton's race is actually different than Connor's best race.
How do you broach that conversation if you're them? It's like, hey,
Eric, you know, I've been thinking.
Wait, who's the one who does it? Like, is Clayton the one that's breaking up with Connor, or is Connor the one that's breaking up?
All right,
with
which
Connor?
let's
Ed
do
Eyestone sitting them both down
let's
together.
role play here.
Yeah,
Who do you want to be?
Who do I want to be? I guess I'll be Connor.
Okay.
I'm Clayton.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
is
Ed
it
Eyestone?
I'm Ed Eyestone.
Connor's not, or Clayton's not going to be. Connor's not going to be the one that's breaking it up. Clayton's breaking it up, and this is how it's going to go. Ed,
Oh, so I'm like a you don't like me anymore?
I'm going to be like, hey, Connor, look, man, you've gotten me really, really far. And I'll never forget all those moments that you've pulled me along and taught me that I could really believe in myself.
Wait, what's going on here? Are you breaking up with me?
I'm not breaking up with you. I'm just looking for a break. I think I really need to explore myself and just the way that I can race the best for myself. You're amazing, man. And this is not a knock to you, but like I
Seems
think
like a knock.
it's not a knock. I just want to go out on my own for one. And you know what?
Is there another man?
Let's let you shine. I'm just going to be going out on my own. I just want to, it's me. It's not you.
Feels like me. Okay, where are you going? You're going to Tokyo?
I'm gonna actually go somewhere like Rotterdam. I know you never wanted to do that one. That's not really your style.
I want to go to Boston.
You go to Boston, man, and I think that's beautiful for you. And I love this journey for you. I'm just gonna take 1 minute of another journey, and then we'll come back together for New York again. The boys will be back.
I don't think we'll ever be back. You leave me now, we're done forever. I promise you that.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you know this wasn't my choice. It's really my wife. She's been on me.
I'm like, Ed, you got anything to say?
I think you guys should break up.
Yeah. Ed, Eddie, come on, Eddie.
I think you should break up. It's not forever.
So you think we split up and Clayton runs a lot better because I'm just holding him down and I suck and like.
It's not you.
It's not you.
It's not
me.
you, Connor.
Why are you guys ganging up? It really feels like it is me. Fine. No. Fine. Go to Rotterdam. I don't give a shit. Go. See how far you get. I'll do just fine in Boston. I promise you that. It's not like you're the one leading and I'm just sitting on you. I'm doing all the work. I'm doing the work and you reap the benefits.
You're right, man. You're right. You know, I really, maybe I'm taking you for granted,
it's
but
done. It's done. The talking is done. You're going to go to Rotterdam. I'm going to go to Boston.
I love you. I've always loved you.
It's
always been you.
A weird way to show it. Weird way to show it.
And scene. That was good. Good.
I felt his Clayton's soul.
Yeah. We got to do that more often. That was really good. Your acting chops were.
I'm pissed.
Oh my gosh. Someone said, as a mental health therapist, this is more interesting than the actual race. Role play. Love it.
Wait, how's Karen doing?
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get an update on some of our friends out there on the course.
How's Vinny doing?
Oh, yeah. Karen hit the 18.6 mile mark in 2:04. She's projected for 2:55, which is actually, I think, what she was going for. I think 2:55 was the goal. Her teammate, Rachel D'Adamio, co-host of the Getting Chick podcast with her, hit 20 miles in 2:06. She's projected for 2:45. Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
We've got a fast
Some
crew.
Fast crew. Vinny's doing well. He's he came through halfway in 2:05:59. We're in about 4:11, they say.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
My marathon debut is 4:17. If Vinny from Jersey Shore runs faster than me, then this guy's got potential. All right. Dana Giordano, 20 miles in 2:07. She's projected 2:47.
Nice.
Um,
No Wave Casey's still looking good. Projected finish 2:57.20.
Casey Neistat? Mm-hmm. Wow, no high fives.
What about Matt James?
Matt James hit 15.5 miles in 1:57. He's projected for a 3:17 finish. So
Wait.
that's actually exactly what I ran last year, and it was also a sub-3 attempt. Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah.
He went for it. He went hard.
Omar
He kind of
hasn't
never
started
had
yet.
it from the beginning, it looks like, because he was at 7:03 pace, and like you do want to start off conservative, but he kind of really slowed down. Something's up. Something is up,
Maybe he has a quad cramp that's actually a strain.
and he's got to get to the Western beef to rub it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got McKenna Schumacher finished in
yeah.
2:58.
Great.
Sub-3 pace job by
Sub-3. That's
Shalane Flanagan.
incredible.
Who else we got? Zach Clark, 15.5 miles. He hit it in 1:56. He's projected for 3:16 finish. So he wanted 3:10. So he's slowing down, but maybe he could find it again in the second half. The Potts brothers running together still. 20 miles in 2:14. They're projected for 2:56. Who else we got? Our boy Andrew Schwartz hit the halfway point in 2:05. He might actually end up racing Jersey Shore Vinny.
Where's Nev?
Honestly, I couldn't find him on the
Oh,
tracker.
that's sometimes what happens with the celebs. Like Ashton Kutcher was not in the tracker, and neither was Chelsea Clinton, because it would be a
It's
security
security
concern
risk,
for
yeah.
Chelsea. I don't know why Neve or Ashton Kutcher wouldn't be in the tracker, but
I could see it.
Ashton Kutcher in 2022, I was getting ready to go into the lead vehicle, and they had the VIP tent right next to it, so they shared a porta potty, and I was going into the porta potty, but someone was in there first. It was Ashton Kutcher, and so he's exiting the porta potty, and he like apologized, and I was like, "It's a porta potty, like it always smells terrible." And then
Chris, this is.
I looked at his bib number. And I looked at his bib number, and I saw the number, and then I was like, oh, maybe like I'll add that to my tracker. But he was running under like some totally weird made up name. But that's why. And then I think maybe afterwards they'll change it to Ashton Kutcher. But when Chelsea Clinton ran, it was under anonymous. Very
Interesting.
cool to have that in the results.
Yeah, Anon. Circling back on Jenny Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
She was 18th.
18th
Wow, she
overall. Wow.
Really hung on well.
Yeah, yeah.
Right at, finished right with Alfie and Tulliam, or a little ahead of Alfie and Tulliam.
And with propane.
And with propane. She finished with
Whoa.
propane.
Wow.
Within 6 seconds of
Yeah.
propane.
Yeah.
Big last race of a career for Jenny
Yeah.
Simpson.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I know she wanted to, so it took her 2:31.54. I think that's right around what her PB is.
Yeah, that's great.
She was chasing that like sub 2:30, but hey,
It's New York.
hats off to you on a career. All right. All right, so let's finish this up. Parting thoughts and feelings from this race. Let's start with the men's side. What did we learn here today?
Never count anyone out.
Yeah.
It really, New York is everyone's race. Like, it is such a grueling course, and what someone has put down on paper before isn't always going to be what comes out in the wash.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people had Abdi Nagaya winning this race coming into it, and so yeah, that's the beauty of the New York City Marathon. What else did you learn?
What did I learn? I mean, yeah, anything can happen in these races. I think both of the favorites that we really thought were going to win, Hellen Obiri and Tamirat Tola, like they both didn't win. I'm surprised about that. I'm surprised that Abdi won, but it's now it's one of these things that you're looking at that race and he's so talented. He's won an Olympic medal before. Like, it shouldn't be that surprising.
Yeah.
That guys like that are winning. like it's so much fun with how stacked these fields were this year. Just anything can happen. Really love how these athletes are pacing themselves out there. There's no pacers, which leads for such interesting race strategies from these guys. The back and forth, the surging and falling, all this stuff. It also just shows you like how long the race is. These guys are out there for so long, and like you got look at a guy like Wesley Kiptoo, like fantastic race, went for it, came up. I'm sure short of the goal, like if he's gonna look at that on paper, he's before the race, he'd be like, oh, I don't want to cut, 15th, 16th,
Yeah, something like that.
But like the way, like how, the confidence he
went
gets
for it.
from that
Yeah.
is great. Like actually now looking back, you go, no, I went for it. Ran really hard. Was up there like vying for the win.
Proud of the Americans and how they ran.
Americans
Yeah,
ran fantastic.
yeah.
Like really well, really strong. There's a lot of things that I'm sure all these guys are learning from the race.
Another takeaway for me is that it seemed like people who were very successful, extremely successful at the Olympics, it kind of did take a little out of them. Our Olympic,
Champion and medalist,
Olympic medalists are not coming for the win. Where if you look at the splits, you think Hellen Obiri can and has won a race with very similar splits like that. And so you have to think about just how much the Olympics comes every 4 years, and it's a big emotional investment for all of these athletes. And, we look at Dakota Popane and all of these women that have really, really, really peaked for the Olympics. And as we said, this is just icing on the cake, but it does take a lot out of you to go through that in the summer.
Yeah, it's because it takes a lot out of you physically, but it's harder to come back from that mentally and emotionally. It's just such a big emotional drain from you to have to get up for the Olympics, especially with the American athletes, or not especially, I guess especially because the trials are a bit different from the other countries. Like the trials are such an emotional investment, and the come down from the trials and the Olympics emotionally to then it is a few months later, but that's in running terms that's a short turnaround. So to be able to get it back up in that amount of time is tough. And I'm sure like your guys like Tamirat Tola just aren't quite the same as they looked a couple months ago at the Olympics, and it's so emotionally draining to come back from an event like a gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah. That's it for the World Majors this year. So remember our made-up title, World's Best Marathoner. I think today Hellen didn't get the title because she didn't win, but she's still one of the best. Tamirat Tola didn't get it. I think he could still be considered one of the best. He finished 4th today.
I mean, certainly can be considered one of the best. Yeah.
Definitely. The best. This is a little blemish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a little blemish. Would you still consider Tamirat Tola the best marathoner in the world? Yeah, I think I probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he faded, but then he was like coming back for a sec.
And it led to the other guys picking it up
Yeah.
because they had to respond.
They
They're scared. They're running scared at the end.
Like I would say this doesn't change up like the top. Like I would still consider
Power ranking.
Yeah. Like Hellen didn't win, but yeah, she came in second.
Yeah,
So
that's still
like
She's
incredible.
number 2. And then
Incredible
Ruth
race.
Chepngetich, number 1.
Yeah,
Or
but
Stefano San. Hellen Obiri, then Ruth Chepngetich. That's how I put them. Top 3.
I'm fine with that. With that, I think that's a good order.
I don't know.
You want to put Ruth Chepngetich like what one?
I don't know. I'm really struggling. I just feel like Hellen raced so well all year.
In all of them.
Hellen didn't have an off race.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't rank. I can't rank right now.
She needs another day.
She needs another day. I need another day to think about this. That her second place today, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm impressed.
Yeah. All right. Well, as we wrap things up, many thanks to Hoka for providing us with this space. Third time this year, Orlando, Boston, and now here in New York City, where we've opened up the CITIUS Cafe, connected with the community in all of those settings with, our group runs. In addition to that, bringing on some of the locals to share their stories on our podcast. The group runs have been so much fun to do. So definitely looking ahead and looking forward to more fantastic partners with them. And then, of course, we've plastered a lot of Olipop all around us. These kits are awesome. Stay tuned to our social media channels as we give away more of the limited edition CITIUS Mag Hoka Olipop kits. Use code CITIUS25 at drinkolipop.com if you need to, re-up on your Olipop order. Our gut health is primo right now.
Incredible. I've never felt better.
Yeah.
Gut health is incredibly important. We're learning more about it as time goes on. I think it's unbelievably important.
Would
What have you
you
learned
say
about
your
it?
physique is due to your gut health?
No, I would say it's due to just a huge calorie surplus and lifting a lot of weights. But somewhere in the mix, it is important to keep your gut health at a great level. But very good question, Aisha.
All right. I've been Chris Chavez, Aisha Praught-Leer, Eric Jenkins, Mac Fleet behind the camera. Many thanks to everyone who tuned in, and we will catch you guys next time. Be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Oh, no chocolates today, Mr. Woods?
No, Ruby. This is all I need. Papa always told me, life is like a box of Olipops. All the flavor and fiber you'll ever need to get far in life. And boy, was he right. I never really had an end goal. Never had a reason to stop either. All I knew was I could run forever with one. Until I ran out.
And then what?
I went home.
Oh.